Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Monday group call. I am Kevin T. Robertson, proud CEO of speakerfocus.com. Australia and the UK absolutely loving us right now. Thank you for all the love that we're getting internationally. Our business is growing and we want to thank everybody for it. On behalf of the team at speakerfocus.com and Auston, we want to thank you for logging in again. We are here every single Monday to answer any and every question pertaining to growing your speaker business, and we are happy to help you do it. Today, I want to set the tone for this group call. I want everybody to understand that, something really, really special is in the air as we are approaching the official holiday season. I know it's still early in November, but we are just really, the time is it's just moving by really fast. Before you know it, it's going to be Thanksgiving, and then we're going to be into the first Christmas parties of December, and we are going to be rounding out the year. I truly hope that whatever your goals are for your speaker brand, that you are making a serious push to move on and do bigger things, because 2022 is going to be a juggernaut, not only for Speaker Focus with the things that Auston and the tech team has planned for our business. We are growing by leaps and bounds every single day. We're thrilled to be able to bring you these new changes and updates and upgrades as we are growing our business just like you are. The only reason why we have a business is because people like you care to participate, and they share their experiences and their expertise. And we have some of the best subject matter experts in the world on our platform. And as I'm helping people develop their signature programs, and we're helping you do outreach and get out there in the marketplace and start booking speaking engagements, it's really fascinating what everybody has going on. And I see the numbers are rising in the chat. I do apologize for the technical issue that we had really early on in the Zoom session. I had to log out, log right back in. Hey, we fixed it. We roll with the punches and we keep doing our thing. Problems, difficulties, challenges, and setbacks, ladies and gentlemen. It's not if, it's just a when. So when it happens, what's your plan of contingency? Are you prepared? These are the things we're helping you with the training on our platform to help you become prepared when you have to deal with the meeting planner, conference coordinator, chair, board, or committee member. You already know the drill. Use the raise hand feature. If you want to have a conversation with us, I will get to any and all questions as I see the hand go up. Let me see. I think we have Coach Esther is first. Norma Chappelle, Charlene Giselle. I will be right with you. Let's go to Coach Esther first. Esther, how are you?
Hello. Well, I am here. And as you know, that's a wonderful thing.
Glad to have you.
And can you talk to the person who is such as myself, who started off like with a lot of fire, and I had a really, really clear vision. Okay. And then I have a major personal issue. My father was in the emergency room, and I'm having to relocate and go to Michigan, had some job problems. So it's like, can you speak to those of us who got a sucker punch by life, and all of a sudden, you know, not that you lose the vision, but what I think you lose is the energy, because suddenly you feel you're overwhelmed by everything, and you're having a hard time kind of getting back up in the saddle, and it's starting over again. So if there's anybody else out there like me who wants to get back into this thing, but you have a major life issue, but I don't want to lose my dream while I'm handling moving to Michigan, because let me tell you what, I don't know why I cannot just do what I know I have this inside of me to do, because I've been in the speaking arena for over 20 years, but it's just been nonprofit. It's just this thing of shifting to getting paid. So if there's anybody else out there who, got kind of knocked down and they want to get back into it, can you just say something?
Oh
Because,
yeah. Oh yeah. And
I'm
I'm
struggling right now, but I want to get back. I want to get back into it.
no problem, Esther. Well, first of all, thank you for sharing. It takes a brave soul to share, with the group. And, what we do as speakers and coaches and consultants, we have to be vulnerable. And your audience needs to understand that you are human. And as you see your fellow classmates or your support system here on the speakerfocus.com, you're going to see it. You're going to see it happen in the chat box right there. It's a whole lot of people that are going through what you're going through right now. We all have our cross to bear. Many of our students are struggling with medical issues right now, multiple surgeries. They are going through all kinds of stuff, family issues. I am going through a personal, very difficult family issue right now. And it has something to do with medical issues. It's not me personally, but it's some of my family members. And it's killing me on the inside. So a lot of times that a lot of us, we're not dealing with the mental health aspect of us being a coach, a speaker, or a consultant, because everybody's coming to us, sucking the life's blood out of us, getting information. But you gotta really manage your own mental space on top of everything you're dealing with. I've had a sick dad before, so I know what that's like, running back and forth to medical appointments. My dad was diagnosed with renal failure many years ago. I had to give up my house, my life. I had to move back home with my parents to take care of my dad because he was doing home dialysis. It was difficult. It was uncomfortable. But these are the sacrifices that we make for family. But you still got to figure out a way to keep that candle burning for your dream. And I'm telling all of you need to listen to this very carefully, because you are not the only one. It only takes one person to start sharing, and sharing is caring. But let's start with your fearless leader. If you're going to be vulnerable, damn it, then I got to step up and be vulnerable as well. And I share many facets of my life that you don't know about, just to let you know that I'm human as well. As much as you think that you have an armor-plated vest on that can't be pierced sometimes, you're human. So therefore, Esther, remember what I told you at the top of the call: challenges, difficulties, setbacks, all of these deficiencies, these limitations, medical situations, family struggles, friends hating on you. I could go on and on and on. These challenges in life, it's not if, it's just when. And when it happens, what are you going to do? You have to be prepared. I call it a plan of contingency. If you can't manage your emotions, or you can't manage your ego, it's going to impair your vision to make an accurate decision about what you're supposed to do. But no matter what your job is, no matter what your position in life is, people don't care about you're struggling. Actually, your haters and your enemies, they love it. They love it that you have a bunch of problems, because they think it's going to take you out the game. Be more for them. Esther, are you still with me, by the way? Or did you put you still there? Okay.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
I'm telling you from personal experience.
Yes, I'm here.
When you have a vision as big as yours, and all speakers, somebody that wants to do bigger than the average, the entire world, planet Earth, is feel like it's going to come against you, and hellfire is raining down on you every single day. So the key is, and I've been studying cognitive science for the past 32 plus years. So, and I've been studying peak performance. Think about the areas where you were at the peak in your life. Think about how that felt emotionally. Think about how you felt mentally. Think about how you felt invincible. Well, the key is to summons those emotions of when you were at the apex of that feel-good moment, and call upon that when you feel like a pile of crap. And you're going to feel that way when your loved one is hurting, because we love them and we don't want to see them hurting. It was difficult to see my dad hurting like that. My mom's going through some medical situations. It's hard to see her struggle with that and break down. And are we all breaking down? I don't give a damn how healthy you are. None of us can live forever. And this is the cycle of life that happens. We don't want to deal with it, but it does. Now, how do I deal with it? What words of encouragement would I have for you and anybody else on the platform that feels like you were in a dark place and you were stuck? If you don't have it wired tight, welcome to the club. Because one thing you can't do is be in denial right now, because we're all in it together. All of us, nobody is exempt. All of us are sick and tired of the rules from the pandemic. Personally, I don't like rules. Whether or not you are for the vaccine or not, doesn't matter. It's like a personal choice, like who you're going to vote for. No one cares, Esther, that it is affecting you, but I do. Because I'm your coach. And when I tell you I'm in it right there with you, we're all in it together, because every part of the world has been impacted by the pandemic. So, Esther, every single week, there is some bad energy that tries to creep in the middle of the night and try to attack me. Or when I wake up, it tries to attack me. And I get this feeling of anxiety that tries to overcome me, because I've been depressed before. I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like not to have any money, feel vulnerable, be terrified, be afraid. So if you're not attacking your goals, life is going to attack you. If you're not attacking life, life is going to attack you. Anything in life you do not meet with greater or equal force, Esther, it is going to steamroll right over top of you. And it's going to take advantage of you. So you got to stay active. If not, you're going to slip into a dark place. I talk to coaching students every single day, having to tell people, don't be afraid. Stay in contact with people. Don't crawl into a dark hole all by yourself. This is why I love it when people show up for the group call. You know why? Because you have to stay engaged, or you will fall off. One thing's for sure, and I guarantee you this: if you don't stay engaged in something that you believe in, you are going to get distracted or discouraged. Esther, would that be a correct assessment of how you've been feeling lately?
Absolutely. And it's just, I was supposed to do a keynote speech on the month of March when the pandemic hit. I worked all year, and sorry for crying.
It's okay. It's okay. You with
It,
family.
it hurt
Sometimes
so
you
badly.
just got to get it out.
I worked so hard, and that was supposed to be, my launching off point. And then Black Lives Matter happened. And where I live, I'm like right in the heart of a lot of riots. And I mean, it just seemed like one thing after another. And then my dad got sick, and I just feel like I've been trying my whole life to get this thing off the ground. And every time I try to get started, something really hard happens. And I try not to get discouraged, but right now I just, I don't want to give up on my dream. I just feel so overwhelmed.
You're not going to give up on it. And that's exactly where I was getting ready to go. You're not going to give up on your dream. This is the reason why you have a support system. See, one thing about it is that there's a lot of people right now, and I talk to people all over the world, they don't have a support system. People literally feel like they're giving up. You have a support system, and it's okay to feel overwhelmed. This is what happens. The number one reason why people don't do anything to stay engaged with their dream is because they're overwhelmed. The number one cause of procrastination is when something is overwhelming. So what do you do when you're overwhelmed, Esther? You have to simplify. You have to cut out anything in your life that does not serve you, because right now you're dealing with some extra circumstances. Perhaps your dad is the priority right now. And until he gets better, then you have to do whatever you have to do. Obviously, moving from cross state or to another state, that has its own level of stress to deal with as well. And your dream won't leave you alone. You got this burning desire. You got to speak. You're in this coaching program, but you haven't been able to get the assignments done because you've been distracted. Welcome to the real world. It happens to all of us. including me. So I'm having to fight every single day, because when those demons try to come visit you in the middle of the night, this is the reason why, excuse me, and I'm just making a suggestion. I can only make a suggestion to you what works for me, because see, I used to go to sleep with the TV on. Not anymore. For the last probably 3 years, I sleep when I take a nap, or when I go to sleep, I sleep with sleep meditation music. It's a certain frequency that music, and it's playing affirmations literally all for 8 hours. That's what I'm listening to. When I take a nap, that's what I listen to, because what I understand and what I've experienced is that when I'm in doubt about something, oh, and believe me, me and Austin are working on $100 million a year business model. If you think we aren't scared out of our damn minds, you better think again. So it's okay to be afraid. It's okay to experience fear and anxiety. It's going to happen. It's an emotion. But it's less likely to come get me at night, because I'm listening to that sleep meditation music all night long. And when I wake up in the morning, I feel so refreshed, because I'm listening to positive thoughts all night long. Esther, am I making any kind of sense what I'm saying to you right now?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
And thank
Now,
you.
when I wake up,
Yeah.
when I wake up, watch this. I got reality. See, when you're asleep, you're dealing with your unconscious mind. When you're awake, you're dealing with the conscious mind. So you've got to keep feeding positive information into the subconscious and the conscious mind as much as possible. Because as soon as you let up off the gas with the positive, this negative bullshit starts to act like it's going to take over, and you cannot allow it. So you got to manage your energy properly. If the focus is your dad, then make that the priority. If your focus is on your job or how you earn money, then obviously make that the priority. Anything else, if it's not of a nature of a priority, if it does not serve you, uplift you, help you with your goals, advance, help your dad bring in revenue, it's got to go. You got to cut it down to the least amount as possible. Because when you're going through an extra special situation, less is more. So think about the things you can cut out, and also think about the things you're letting into your mind and control your spirit. I got concerns just like everybody else. So when I'm sleeping, I'm listening to sleep meditation music. I'm listening to that vibrational frequency that's keeping me positive all the time. And then when I wake up, see, I got to watch these circles. Everybody wants a piece of us because we're number one. So I see right through a lot of people who want to try to talk to me, and I shut it down. This is why Austin has all these systems and stuff set up. So you can't just try to schedule a call with me. You just can't try to call me direct, because my energy is for the students that I do business with. And we had a real conversation. Esther, you have real speaking goals. You have a huge vision, but you're going through something right now. So think about some things that you can eliminate and cut out. Just try to do something small pertaining to your speaking business every single day. That'll at least keep you engaged. So let me ask you this. What is the one thing you feel like you can do right now that doesn't maybe require a lot of time, that you feel like you can just take baby steps every single day? Because slow progress is still progress. What is that thing going to be?
Just start the program again and just go to the very, very first thing. Like, I think it's the bio part, or just take whatever's like the number one.
The bio formula and the signature program template.
Yeah,
that would be a great
start over and just do like number one, whatever that is, just do that,
Exactly. And guess what? Listen, we onboard busy people every single week into our coaching program. People are surprised when I tell them. They say, "Oh, KTR, I don't have a lot of time, man. I want to do it. It's not the money. I just don't know how I'm going to incorporate it as far as time." I said, "Can you take 3 to 5 hours in 1 month to finish up the signature program template and the bio formula?" 3 to 5 hours on average is what it takes to get that assignment complete. They're like, "Oh my God, yeah, I could do it in 3 to 5 hours in 30 days. See, they think I'm asking them to do it in 2 days, 3 days. This is not a competition, Esther. And for many of you out there, you've been approaching it like I got to get it done in a certain amount of time. When you're dealing with real life experiences, you must manage it on a case-by-case basis. Esther, that's why I don't take on any extras. Nothing. If it doesn't have anything to do with the priorities in my life, I don't even consider it. So go back to the signature program template, develop the ideas that you and I talked about on the very first call.
Okay.
You were in a different place
Yeah,
several months ago. Obviously, you're not in that place right now, and that's okay. But go back, use the pain and the experiences that you're going through right now and write about that, because I can guarantee you somebody out there, not only do they have it worse, but somebody's waiting on Esther to deliver that message about how she didn't know how she was going to make it through all the stuff she's going through right now. Maybe it was the kind word that I said to you. Maybe it was one of your classmates, because I see 21 separate messages in the chat box right now. You need to go in there, because I guarantee you somebody else is struggling with some stuff that's up on them big time right now as well.
Okay.
I can't do the assignment for you, Esther, but I am here to help you understand how it needs to be done the right way. I'm here to evaluate it. I'm here to support you in every way you can possibly imagine. And I am not going to give up on you. And that's the reason why we have lifetime access, lifetime membership benefits, and lifetime support. It's just that simple. Hey, guess what? Sometimes we all have breakdowns. Trust me, I'd have had my fair share of nervous breakdowns, mental breakdowns, and I've been depressed multiple times. I'm talking about severely. And it came out of nowhere. And I didn't want to get up and work. I didn't want to bathe. I didn't want to interact with anybody. The key is to stay active, because if you're not active, life is going to devour you and it's going to attack you. Mm-hmm. So Esther, I want you to stay in attack mode. Do you hear what I'm saying to you?
Yes.
And I genuinely care about you as a person, and I love your vision, and I believe in you. You don't get onboarded into this coach. You're welcome. You don't get onboarded into this coaching program unless you got something special to offer. Now, you know what's in there. I believe in you, and you know you can do it. Keep it simple. How about this? How about you just do one? You submit me with one signature program, submit me with a title, send it to support@speakerfocus.com. Just jot down your ideas of what you want to speak about, and then send it to me and let me give you some feedback on it.
Okay.
I'll help you as much as I possibly can right now, even if it means creating one of the outlines for you and just pointing you in the right direction, saying, Esther, do this, do this, do that, try this, and then send it back over to me. Okay. Just keep going back and forth with the support tickets, and then we can slow walk it with you, Esther. When you feel like you can go faster, we'll go faster. How does that sound?
That sounds great. I really appreciate it. And just the last thing that I want to say before we move to somebody else is just everybody who's sending me support, I want to thank you, because it means a lot when you're in this world all by yourself. And I just can't tell you, just even if you just said a kind word to me, thank you, because I'm scared, I'm really scared. And
that's natural to feel like that.
And I know, you see, one of the other things is that I know that I have the skills and the ability not to be, financially destitute the way I am right now. And that's the thing that gets me. It's like, Esther, if you could just get it together, girl, you wouldn't be broke. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's just so stupid. And so that's why I just really appreciate, you talking to me like this, and anybody who says a kind word to me, because I know that if I just, how they say, if you go through hell, just keep going. That's just it. I can't tell you how many hells I've been through the past 6 or 7 years. I just can't get too tired now. I can't stop. I just got to keep going. So thank you for your encouragement.
Esther, you're very welcome. And one last thing to you, Esther, you have a responsibility to the universe. There is somebody out there that needs your message. And I don't care how tired you get. I don't care what industry we're all in. We are in the industry of providing service to other people. Forget about making money for a second, because the money is the byproduct of you serving other people. I want you to remember that. So, but you also got to get locked in. Remember, you need to do some real research on the laws of attraction, how they really, really work. Whatever you're thinking, whatever you say out of your mouth, I'm talking the very next second, you are going to start attracting the very thing that you just said or thinking into your life. If you keep telling yourself I'm broke, if you keep telling yourself you're destitute, I'm scared, I'm afraid, this is why you got to listen to affirmations and start going to sleep with that sleep meditation music. because it's going to tap into a vibrational frequency that is more positive. It's going to get you out of that other energy that you're in, and it's going to get you going on the right path. You got to get up every day and stay active. The more you sit on your ass and the more you sit back and let it happen to you, the more it's going to happen. The more you start attacking, the more you start staying active with your signature programs and everything that you're doing with your speaking. If Esther, you told me this was a priority, then act like it.
Okay. All right.
Get in there and do the work and send it over to me. And this is a marathon, and I'm in it with you every step of the way. You got it?
Okay. Thank you.
I love you. I'll call and check in on you in a little bit to see how you're doing emotionally. Okay. Yep. And last but not least, Esther, I want you to look at that chat box. I know you left or whatever, but look at that chat box, and it's over 42 messages. Your classmates and your support system is pouring in with support. So you go back and look at the chat box and see what's going on. Norma Chappelle, talk to me. You're live on the Q&A call. How are you, Norma? Norma, can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, Norma, you're there. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. I just want to encourage Esther and let her know that I started Speaker Focus at the end of 2019, and I'm still working on it. And I had so many interferences, so many distractions. I had have a bipolar grandson here where I couldn't work long as he was in the house. I had a car accident in June. I'm in pain. I had to have an MRI this past Saturday, Friday, because of the pain that I'm having in my back.
Mm-hmm.
And then my bodyguard, I loaned him my car. He totaled my car. This was in September. So now I'm without a car and waiting to get another car.
Mm-hmm.
Got to find out if I got to sue him so I can have the down payment for the car, which I don't have right now.
Okay.
And then also to Esther, something was wrong with my tongue. I had a spot on my tongue last December,
Mm-hmm.
and it was hurting so bad I couldn't even hardly move my mouth. So, and I didn't know what kind of doctor to go to. I go to a regular doctor, and they told me I burnt it on some something like that, which I don't even drink anything hot. I know that wasn't it.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked on the internet, and they said go to a dentist. So I found a dentist who would see me right away, and they thought it was cancer. So they had to do a biopsy on my tongue. They had to dig this thing out.
Mm-hmm.
And that pain was so excruciating. It came back benign, and everything is fine after they did all that. So I just had so much distraction also. And I'm embarrassed by it, but I know I got to get back in there. And I'm almost through with everything.
Okay.
And so what I found out is that the programs that I wrote everything is evolving, everything is changing.
Yep.
And it's not to add to it or take something out and add to it as I go along before I'm even ready to open up my business.
Right.
But anyway, my question is,
Mm-hmm.
I have my website done. I did that months ago. Last year, I had that finished. And when I was doing the programs, the Speaker Focus programs, going through all of that, when I got to module 5, I think I'm at module 5, where it talks about the website. Now my website is through GoDaddy.
Okay.
And the website, the one that you have is different. So my question is, do I have to redo?
Norma, you still there? Hello? Norma, are you still there? Norma, I think I lost audio on you. And I see everyone. I think you're back. Norma, are you back?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I can now.
Yeah, the audio went out for a second. Charlene, BJ, Roger, Lisa, Alex, Rafa, thank you for your patience. I will be with you. I see your hands. I'm acknowledging you. I need to wrap up with Norma, and I'll be right with each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Norma, continue, please.
I was wondering, I have a website completed. You
Okay.
saw my website. Now I took it
Yes.
offline I was telling people about my business. I took it offline because I didn't want people calling me to come to do speakers, be a speaker for their program because I wasn't ready yet. So I
Okay,
took
no
it
problem.
until I'm completely ready.
So what's your
now
question?
my question is, do I have to redo my website in order to coincide with the one that Austin has on? Do I have to
No, no, because you already have a site up and running. Our Webflow template is just for the speakers that don't have a website. So you already have yours up and running, so you're good to go. So now you just need to finalize your speaker info kit, I believe, which you were working on, or you may have been complete, and also your speaker video demo, which I still been waiting for.
my speaker demo? I have some up. Okay, I'll send them again. Let me ask you a question now. On the Webflow, it's designed where you can keep track of the calls you make and different things like that, you know. But the one that I have through GoDaddy doesn't do that. So how
Okay,
can I?
wait
I would
a
like
minute,
to
Norman.
incorporate
Wait a minute, say that again. I didn't catch the question. Phrase it
it.
into a question.
Okay, the question is, how can I get the information that's on that's on Webflow, where
Okay.
we keep track of who we called, what the result of the phone call, and different things like that. How do I keep track of that on the one that I already have, the website that I have up?
Okay.
I see
Let
the
me get,
advantage of Webflow more so than the one that I have, but mine look good, I think.
okay. Let me get Austin in here to answer this question. You have a CRM question of how that needs to be integrated into your website and keep track of your lead flow. Is that correct?
Right, correct.
Okay. So, Mr. Troyer, you want to tackle this question for her, please?
Yeah, so the managing all the people you're talking to, all the conference coordinators, event planners, that's not done through Webflow. That's done through the software we recommend, Pipedrive. So you can use Pipedrive with your current website. It doesn't have to be on Webflow. And you know, just go through the training where I show you Pipedrive in week 5 and all the details of that. And you know, just pretend that you have, just pretend that your website is replacing the Webflow website that we have. So you don't have to go through the Webflow training, just go through the Pipedrive training in week 5 and managing your CRM, and you'll be good to go.
Oh, okay,
Got it,
great. 'Cause
Norma?
that's been, yeah, that's good because I've been sitting here, I haven't been doing anything. And I've been trying to, Austin, how do I get in contact with you?
You'll just email support@speakerfocus.com.
Oh, okay.
Norma, let me say this to you. You said I listened very carefully. You said you've been sitting around doing nothing. Well, some of that nothing needs to be moved over to module number 5. I cannot stress to all of you that you should be looking at module 5 multiple times. There is no such thing as breezing through module 5 when that's where you're going to be doing all your outreach. And Norma, you kind of skipped over the speaker demo, the speaker video demo. I saw test runs. I have not seen a final version of the speaker video demo. If you need to put your production people on it and you need to see how a speaker video demo is supposed to be put together, send a support ticket to support@speakerfocus.com and we will send you our top students who are crushing their speaker video demos with minimal budget to get it done. So you're going to need, before you get to module 5, you should wrap up all your sales tools. Because what did you just tell me? You just told me that you took the website down because you didn't want people to start going to it because you said you weren't ready. Well, this is why you have to have your messaging complete with all your signature programs. I believe you start working on your speaker info kit. And this is why you should have your website done and also your speaker video demo. Once you get that done, now you're ready to move to module 5 to start building out the automation, understand how to manage your lead flow, understand what lead generation is all about, understand what pieces of software Austin recommends to run your sales funnel, how to do the free organic outreach, how to implement the LinkedIn strategy. There is so much to it, but he makes it so simple to understand. You've got to see, I always use this example of one of your favorite songs. Norma, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, Norma, what's one of your favorite songs or favorite songs or TV show? Take something from pop culture that's forever embedded in your mind, and then tell me what that is.
My favorite song is I Only Have Eyes for You by the Flamingos. That was back in the 50s.
I only have eyes. I remember that song.
Yeah.
Watch this,
That's my
Norma.
real favorite song.
Shuba shuba.
Yeah, that's it.
Boom. Shuba shuba. That's my song. I
Yeah.
love it. Okay, now, would you happen to know every lyric to I Only Have Eyes for You?
Yes,
Okay, you know every lyric to that, right?
yes.
So learn I Only Got Eyes for You. Learn module 5 like I Only Got Eyes for You, and you're gonna be a high fee speaker. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, but module 5 is very difficult for me.
Oh, wait. What did I just say at the beginning of this session? You're releasing negative energy out into the universe. There's no but. Let's stop talking about Norma, let's stop talking about what we can't do, and let's start talking about what we can do. You have 24-hour technical and soft skill support. Anybody runs into a challenge with module 5, support tickets come in every single day with questions about module 5. You have yet to submit one about module 5.
Okay.
Give it a chance, Norma, is what I'm saying. But stop talking. You're putting the cart, Norma, you're putting the cart before the horse.
I'm not. Can I tell you something?
You're not. You're talking about module 5 and you still haven't sent me my speaker video demo. Go ahead.
I did send speaker. I got all kind of speaker demos up here that I sent.
You have a completed speaker video demo that the meeting planner can look at and book you to speak. Yes or no?
No.
Okay, then your
Because
speaker video demo. Norma, you
sent
want to talk?
speaker-
Norma, you want to talk or you want to listen? If you complete the stages, Norma, then we can move you and advance you to the next stage. You're feeling anxiety about module 5 because you haven't wrapped up module 2.
I have wrapped it up.
Norma, you haven't. I have not approved your speaker video demo. Stop telling me that you have when you haven't.
Okay.
Your
Kevin.
website isn't live, and I have. Did you complete your speaker info kit?
Yes.
Okay.
I sent all that to you.
Okay, then resend it, Norma. Resend it because I don't recall seeing that you completed all your sales tools. I would have said approve, Norma, move on to the next stage, which is you already got your speaker business set up. I already know that because I remember that. You went through designing your logo and all of that stuff. You should be posting some content on social media that makes sense to the meeting planner about your signature programs. You still haven't sent. You should be sending everything that you need critique to support at speakerfocus.com. And if you haven't sent it, it's because you haven't completed it. And it's just that simple. Norma, who do you think you're dealing with?
Kevin, I got things that I sent back in April of 2020, April in 2020 that was never looked at. So
No,
then
excuse me. Don't do that. That's not true. If you sent it and it was complete, not an example, not a step for some feedback. If it was complete, I would have said, okay, Norma, go ahead and move on. Norma, I tell you what, let's do this. Send me everything you got that you think is complete. Speaker video demo, speaker info kit, and the link to your website. And if it's all ready for the conference coordinator to view, I'll say approve through support at speakerfocus.com. And then we can start talking about module 5. How does that sound?
let me ask you a question before I
Excuse
answer
me, Norma.
that.
Excuse me. How does that sound?
Okay,
Would
that sounds
you be
fine.
willing to send? Okay. Then what other question do you have?
Okay, my logos. I got paid for the logos. I got it, but I don't know I don't know how to put it on my website. I don't know how to put it on my information.
Okay, let me ask you this. Who's your web designer?
It was, what is that called? Fiverr?
Somebody from Fiverr designed your website for you?
Yes. No,
Okay.
not my website, my logo. I did my website.
Okay, you did the website. So your website is through GoDaddy, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, Norma, GoDaddy has 24-hour technical support. It begins with a 480 number. Call GoDaddy and sit on the phone with them as long as it takes and tell them, listen, I'm trying to upload a logo. Now, if you use our template, you could submit a support ticket to support@speakerfocus.com. These are questions that you can ask by calling support. Call GoDaddy and they will tell you what a logo, placement, how to upload a logo through your template on GoDaddy.com. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, okay, good. See, I didn't know that.
Okay, what other question do you have?
And the logo also, I need it on my speaker one sheet on everything that I have. I'm trying to put it on everything.
Okay, upload it through, okay, which program are you using to design your speaker info kit?
I did a Word, it was Word.
It was Microsoft Word. Well, all you got to do is just go up, click insert, drop down menu image, find where the location of the image is on your hard drive, boom, wherever the cursor's flashing, that's where it's going to get inserted on your document. Your logo is now imported.
All right.
Do you have any other questions?
No, I think this is it.
Okay, please send me the requested information and we'll review it and we'll go from there. How's that sound?
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, Norman, no problem. Okay, everybody, let's move on. And we are talking to, next up is Charlene Giselle. Charlene, how are you?
Hi, Kitio. I'm very good. Thank you. I'm going to ask you a question, but I can't help but just make a quick comment based on what I've heard. I just wanted to say that as far as I can tell, your response rate is impeccable and you always give feedback, and I've never had an email that went unanswered. So I just wanted to give you kudos, you and your team. I think you guys are amazing. And whenever I've needed feedback, you've always replied. So I just felt like I needed to say that.
Thank you. Thank you. We're not perfect, but we do work hard for you. And at the end of the day, we work for you. We work for our clients and our students. And, you know, sometimes things don't go smooth. There's a miscue, but we're always here to be able to clear it up. So thank you. Thank you. What's your question?
So, right. This is maybe an awkward question, but I feel like it's a safe space to ask it.
Damn, always.
I've been in contact with a smaller company, a smaller client than my typical corporate client base. And I've had a really fruitful conversation with the event coordinator, and she really likes the program. She's been really engaging. But she came back to me with a very positive message saying, we actually love the program and we would like to go ahead, but we only have 1 hour slot for that team. However, we just want to be really honest. At the moment, this is really far off budget. Because I do really value my relationship with them, I replied and said, I'm very grateful for that feedback. May I kindly ask, what is the current budget so I can do my very best to work towards meeting your structure and your ideal budget? So not saying, you know, I'm just going to roll over, but can we see, you know, where we can meet? And she came back and said, I really appreciate that, but our budget is so low that I don't think it's fair to expect that you could meet it. It is currently standing at $300.
Okay. Now, is that 300 euros or is that USD? What currency?
USD.
Okay. All right.
So I have gone back into the program and I do take note that you have all those tactics of, you know, asking for, you know, recordings or feedback or all of that. But this is a Zoom. So the bandwidth for me to ask for, say, you know, sort of, if it was in person, I could bring my cameraman and have amazing content, etc. But it's a Zoom. So my bandwidth for negotiating on those terms is limited. So my questions are twofold. First, you know, can it hurt my brand, so to speak, to say yes to something that is such a small fee? Because I haven't really taken that kind of fee before. It's more, you know, in the 1,000 mark. But at the same time, I do really value their company and their brand ethos, and I genuinely would love to work with them. As I also see it as a potential future collaboration. And I don't think she's playing game. I don't think she's just giving me a random number. I think she just has a really small budget for that. So my questions are, would you say, like, look, this $300 for 1 hour keynote, like, just walk away? That's not good for your brand, because what if your other corporate clients say, hey, hold on, you charge me 3,000, you know what I mean? But on the other hand, basically, sorry, I'm rambling, but I don't know how to handle it.
No, it's okay. All right, let's go back to the first question, which is, should you take less? And we have these conversations a lot on our platform about taking less. Now, let's address the $300. Okay. Now, if there's an upside, then, and if you have a relationship with them, see, the easy thing is to say no and walk away from it. That's the easy thing. Obviously, the fee is too low. Let me make that very clear, because we teach you to go out the door at $5,000 plus USD just for 1 hour of your time. However, if you do have an existing relationship with them, and a lot of this can be a result of you charging way too less in the past, and they expect that to be a low fee all the time. The way to get around that is there is a non-disclosure clause inside of the speaker engagement agreement. Meeting planners should not be discussing what your fee is with another meeting planner, period. Because you decided to do it for less with somebody else does not mean you're going to do it for less with somebody else. Each case is different. So if you feel like she's being straight with you, and if there is a potential for future business, then I would consider, okay, watch this. This is how my mind works when somebody says they don't have all my money. I'm going to give you both sides. I'm going to give you the nice, gentle KTR, the gentleman, and then I'm going to give you KTR, the shrewd businessman. This has to go gangster on these meeting planners sometimes. And I'm going to be real clear about both mindsets and the advantages and the disadvantages of each one. First mindset is the nice, soft gentleman KTR. Watch this. I'm going to close my eyes. So I'm telling you the words that's going through my mind if somebody's telling me they don't have all my money when I'm speaking. Okay. I could take the $300. I could take that. Not really a whole lot of money, but if she's saying I could get some future business out of it, I could make this work. I'm only going to take this and put myself in position if I know that a future booking is already set up for the higher fee, if I'm getting content out of it, if she's giving me 3 leads that I'm automatically going to build into the speaker engagement agreement. Like, would you know 3 other people in your industry who would benefit from my service? Verbal is not good enough. I need those names built right into the speaker engagement agreement. If I bag one of those at the right fee, okay, now I got $5,000. And but the reason why I got the $5,000 or that content is because I opened up the window to take the 300. Charlene, am I making sense to you thus far? Mm-hmm. You're going to take a lower fee, or you better, let me tell you something. I call them windows of uniqueness. When the window opens up and it closes, it is never going to present itself to you the same way ever again. That's the nice gentleman KTR approach from a mindset. I'm going to take advantage of the opportunity, especially if I don't have anything going on right now. And I always teach you this on the platform. If you don't have any activity, you better get active. So when something comes along that the future potential looks like it can help you grow your speaker brand, Charlene, am I encouraging you to take it? Absolutely. If you can spin it into something special, like turning lemons into lemonade. Am I being clear? Mm. If you feel like you can do that, then take it. If not, it's not worth your time. Now, let me tell you about the gangster mindset, KTR, of people who don't want to pay the fee, of people who, a meeting planner who is talking to me about they don't have the budget. And you need to make this very, very clear when you're speaking to the meeting planner. I'm keeping my eyes closed because I am literally looking inside of my mind and I'm telling you exactly how I think out loud right now of this is what I'm thinking when I'm on the phone with the meeting planners, because they start playing games with you sometimes. They will tell you that they don't have a budget just to try to get you hooked in so they can use you up and your services and then not use you anymore. So if it's going to be a one-off and I'm feeling like it's a one-off, then what I'm going to say to them is, oh, okay, well, they say, okay, well, KTR, we can't afford your fee. Okay, that's fair. The first word out of my mouth is always great because you got to know how to deal with rebuttals when prospects will lie to you, Charlene. Am I clear?
Mm-hmm.
They will tell you that they don't have a budget. They will tell you that it's only $300 there. So what you could do is this. When they say, hey, Charlene, we only have a budget of $300. We can't afford to pay you the $5,000. Okay, well, let's look at it this way. Perhaps you could do a sponsorship. You can bring in some money from somewhere else. But typically with a corporation, there is a budget to pay for it if you can show them the right amount of value. So what I say to them is, okay, you don't have my fee you don't have the budget to pay the fee. Okay, that's fair. Okay, great. Well, you did tell me that you were hemorrhaging money that was going out the door because you are suffering from a high turnover in your organization with an average salary of $50,000 or 20 people going out the door every month. That's a loss of $1 million a month, but you don't want to pay me my $50,000 to potentially stop that hemorrhage. Now, it costs 3 times the salary to replace that employee. So you're not hemorrhaging $1 million, you're hemorrhaging $3 million plus a month. But you're telling me there's not a budget for $50,000. Perhaps your higher ups need to get on a call with me so I can talk to them about how we can help slow down some of this loss of revenue. Because what I'm going to show you how to do is boop, 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 boop. What you're going to be able to do after this program is your productivity is going to increase by, and I'm going to give them very specific numbers. And then at the end, I'm going to say, let me just help you understand, Ms. Johnson, or just be honest with me, Ms. Johnson. If a normal person offered you to spend $50,000 so you could stop hemorrhaging $3 million, would you do it? And you got to have balls enough to do that, Charlene. Now, my eyes are open now, and I made my point for a reason. You don't need to be able to see. They need to be able to see what you're talking about. Illustration beats conversation. You don't need to see it from their perspective when it comes to money. They need to see it from yours because you're the one that has the value, Charlene, and the value has the leverage. Am I clear?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, Charlene, last but not least, don't keep playing these games with these coordinators who want to pay you less fees. We need to find you a market, and you may have to start marketing yourself in the States so you can start attracting more higher fee gigs. You got another question?
Yeah, no, this is really useful. I'm just sorry, I'm like in very practical terms, because at the moment we're on email. How do I reply? Like, I'm not too sure how to capture that in an email.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, why don't you craft an email and why don't you send it to me at support@speakerfocus.com and I will help you upgrade the language. Our students do that all the time. And then I'll have the rebuttal or the languaging for you of how you should approach it. And I'll customize it for you. How does that sound?
Okay, so is the structure of the email saying I would be happy to meet your budget given, and I put my conditions, or?
Of course, yes. I'll be happy to move your budget and move forward. However, I do need to get a return on my investment for the money that I am investing back into your organization. And if you're getting $5,000 should be your fee, and you need to let her know that I am reinvesting $4,700 USD back into your organization. What I need to get a return on my investment is I need the video, I need the Zoom link. Think about what you can do if you get the footage and you do that engagement that you can show another company that you can do. If you say yes, it's got to be under the right circumstances.
Okay.
But listen to this. When you have leverage, you can tell everybody to kiss your ass. And that's real.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's not so much that I need that. I mean, I have my coaching business is going really well. It's just because
Of course.
I actually really care about that company. So that's the only reason I'm even considering. Otherwise, it would have been a straight no, because it doesn't even cover my time. I mean, the amount of prep that I will have to do to bespoke the training and to incorporate. It's really, I'm looking at it from a perspective of like almost BD rather than, you know, money in the bank.
Exactly. Well, this is what I'm trying to tell you. You need to have a real conversation with them about, okay, my services cost money. My time is worth. So you need to have a real conversation with them. Could we potentially talk about paying the top fee? Maybe get midway. Maybe the next gig I come in to do for you for an hour will be $2,500. Maybe not, it's not at the top fee, but now you've given so much value. When are you going to be able to pay me $5,000? If they are not going to be able to honor the fee of what you normally charge, you have to simply move on and start replacing clients. I do it all the time. I don't take any shit off any prospect, period. I don't have to. We get 300 people a day that want me to be their speaker coach. I don't have to listen to any adverseness whatsoever. You either want to do this or you don't. The people that do appreciate my straightforward style. Not everybody appreciate it, but most people do. You have to fire clients. Everybody is not a good fit. And sometimes from a money standpoint, it's not a good fit. Now I'm telling you, last but not least, if you have a relationship with them and you feel like you can keep growing this, and there's a long payoff. Sometimes you got to play the long game. I told you it took me 3 years before the Pittsburgh Steelers, Heinz Field, and NFL bought me in. 3 years of building relationships. That was a slow walk. But let me tell you something. When I finally did it, the content that I got from it alone has just generated millions of dollars. So if it's going to be worth it, then make it count. You got any other questions?
No, that's it. Thank you.
You're very welcome. You're doing great. Listen, you are learning and growing your speaker business, and we have to do it as we grow. Send me over the email before you send it to her, and let me tweak it. Let me approve every word. I'll send it back over to you. I'll tighten it up for you before you send it back. When does it need to be back? Because I know how you are. You always got a deadline. So when does it need to be sent back?
Actually, they haven't set a deadline, but the event is quite soon, potentially. It's in 10 days, but
Okay.
the email is just, I guess, any day in the next couple of days.
Send it to me. Send it to me if you can hold your eyes open. I know it's late where you are. If you can send it tonight or have it to me by early tomorrow morning, our time.
I'll send it right now.
Cool. I'll go over with you and I'll look at it. I'll have an answer for you by tomorrow morning, Eastern Standard Time. And we can go from there, okay?
Appreciate that. Thank you.
You're very welcome, Charlene. Great job. Keep working hard. Keep working hard and keep growing and learning. Yeah, I didn't tell you it was going to be easy. I tell you it's going to be worth it. You have to simply evaluate every single meeting planner on a case-by-case basis. But you're going to get to the point where you're tired of taking less. Yeah, when I was in the youth market, in the faith-based market, when I was in the government contracting market, I got tired of them paying me $2,000, $3,000 a day. I got tired of my top fee being $6,000 after I'm busting my ass doing all this work. See some of these companies, and I'm not talking about the scenario with what Charlene just shared. I'm not talking about that because she has a relationship with them. And it sounds to me like it's worth at least exploring what else can come out of that. Now, if a couple other times happen and nothing comes out of it, fine, you can just move on. We do it every day. Do you know the insane amount of people? I need y'all to really get up close to the screen on this one. And then BJ, I'll be right with you. Roger, I still see you there. Lisa, Alex, Rafa, Wayne, Jonathan, Anita, we're not going anywhere. I'm here all night long if it takes to answer these questions. Thank you for your patience, but listen what I'm saying. Do you know the insane amount of people that I get to lie to me on a day-to-day basis? They say they have the money. They say they're going to reach back out. Listen, I don't give a damn whether or not you have the money or you reach back out or not, because our lead flow is so strong. My sales funnel literally replaces all the no's with qualified prospects. It's called opportunity cost, ladies and gentlemen. How much does one of your hours cost you a day? I am not going to let a prospect waste my time so I can replace them with another lead who is stronger. I'm not going to allow people to talk me to death. I don't give a damn about your store. Not right now. Tell me whether or not this is going to be a good fit. You need to assess whether or not these meeting planners and these conferences or these companies, whether or not they're small, medium, or large, are a good fit for your speaking services. And when they're not, you simply say next. That's why you need to have your ass in module 5 as much as possible to get really good at outreach. Because when they lie to you, and it's not a if, they will, we want you for the speaker for our event. How many times have I been sitting home over the holidays? You want to hear a story about one time I had 5 meeting planners in the DC area that told me that they wanted to book me to speak? Anywhere from $2,500 to $5,000. Because back then I really didn't know how to get 5,000. So I was just taking whatever I could get. I had 5 of them tell me, we are going to book you around the holidays, Kevin, starting in November, the week after Christmas, all the way through up to I think it's going to end like the week before Christmas. We got you covered. We're doing these events, this. Holding my breath, literally hanging on by dear life. Every last one of the speaking engagements fell through. It was one of the worst Christmases that I ever had for me and my family. You cannot sit there and lie, listen to liars. I don't have to do that because my lead flow is strong. What about yours? If you get in module 5, you can learn how to combat that, how to counteract when someone lies to you, because prospects lie all the time. What do you think? We're in Alice in Wonderland here? Oh, Peter Pan's flying around. He's sprinkling pixie dust down. It's all going to just be good. No, you got to get in there and work your speaker business so you can overcome these kind of downturns in lead flow, these kind of setbacks when it comes to people telling you that they want you to book you to speak when they have no intention on ever hiring you from the beginning. So this is the reason why I teach you from this perspective, so you can deal with and roll with the punches and just keep on moving forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 meeting planners say no. Who cares? Because I got 25 more scheduled to talk to me. You don't want to pay my $50,000? Guess what? But you don't want to pay Tony Robbins his $250,000+ fee for a keynote. You don't want to pay Les Brown his $100,000 fee. Guess what? You know what we say? We say next. That's what high fee speakers do. I don't give a damn whether or not you want to hire me or not. I don't care. Your I don't care has got to be on a whole nother level. You just can't be talking shit. You got to actually mean it. Now, I have leverage because I got all the knowledge. I hold the cards, all the winning cards, by the way. I have what people want, and that's the reason why they do business with me. Now, you better start understanding what I'm saying to you. When you have strong signature programs and your entire speaker business is set up properly, you can substantiate the value and justify the fees of $5,000+ because you got all your sales tools and the messaging right there. You know how to walk it, talk it, articulate your speaker brand. That's how you get leverage, not trying to talk them into it. So remember the beginning of this call, tragedies, setbacks, difficulties, liars, not if the meeting planner is going to lie to you and tell you that you're their guy or their gal. Not if, when they lie to you. You still got more leads. And you simply hit the button called next. That is how you keep your revenue consistent and predictable. That's what we're teaching you in module 5. yet you're not spending enough time in module 5. Wow. Really? You better learn. And if you don't learn, eventually you're going to have to. A lot of you just make it way too difficult on yourselves. All you got to do is just go get the information that you're paying for. Okay, let's go to the next person, please. BJ, talk to me, brother. How you feeling today?
Hey, I'm doing well. How about yourself? Thanks for the insight. I'm just happy to be finished.
You're very welcome, sir.
For this semester, and I'm looking forward. I kind of decomposed today, man, because I was just worn out.
Oh, nice. You wrapped up your master's program for the semester. That's what's up.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
What's your question for the day?
Couple of things. I was thinking about if a meeting planner came to me and said, I love your justice-based programs.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a pamphlet that can flesh it out? I mean, do I have to develop beyond the website additional little pieces of information like a pamphlet to further emphasize the point, or should I just articulate the perspective based on what's on the website? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. You're not going to need, well, any sales tool you need is found inside of the speaker toolkit at the end of every single module. Module 6 alone has a bunch of great information in there. And I over-delivered and put a bunch of extra documents in there because you never know when you're going to need this stuff in your speaker business. So you don't necessarily need a pamphlet or a brochure. I mean, if you were doing a direct mail campaign, yeah. Listen, I'm not telling you that direct mail or any of this other stuff doesn't work. We are just very experienced in the digital marketing arena and the organic outreach through email and manipulating those avenues. But if you want to use any other sales tools, you can, but you don't need to. All the sales tools you're going to need, BJ, in order to, again, here's how you substantiate your value and justify them paying your fee. They're going to see that through the pre-sale. Pre-selling is everything I click about you when I do a Google search on you, which guarantee you that the meeting planner is going to do. That's the reason why you need to stop posting, sharing other stuff that doesn't relate to your business. Your wall on Facebook and Instagram and your feed is primetime real estate. If you're sharing stuff that's not supporting your sales funnel, I don't know what the hell you're doing with your time. So all the sales tools you're going to need is going to be found in the copy that you write in your signature programs. They're going to see that when they go to your website. All 4 signature programs, opening paragraphs and bullets. They give all the key takeaways, help the audience achieve their desired outcomes and their learning objectives. Next, speaker video demo. So you should be spending all your time right now after your signature programs are approved, getting into the sales tools. Because BJ, what did I tell you? Both of us are cut from the same cloth. Very intelligent, very loquacious. The trap that people like me and you fall into is that you talk too much. Stop talking so much. Design the sales tools and let the sales tools do the talking for you during the pre-sale process. The pre-sale is everything they click on about you prior to the call. By the way, the stronger you are with your social media presence, the stronger your website is, the stronger your signature programs are, the stronger your speaker video demo is, the stronger your speaker info kit is, 16 to 20 pages worth of fire that breaks down all of your professional credentials, your work history, your degrees, awards, citations, certifications, commendations, accreditations. God, why do I have so much information in my head about this business? Because you have to get in there and do the work and then let the sales tools and the marketing collateral do the talking for you, BJ. Am I being clear?
Yeah, I got that. I got it.
Any other questions?
Yeah, one more question real quick.
Yes, sir.
Because part of what I was doing for my school, I had to go through module 5. So as you alluded to earlier, I'm going back to 1 and finishing up, but I had to take care of some things in 5. And one of the things I noticed in 5 was it laid out a path of contacting 30 contacts a day through various social media media streams, right? LinkedIn and so forth. Austin did a very good job of detailing and outlining that process. And I know you can't give me a definitive answer, but just give me a general idea. After you contact 30 people a day, and let's say you have everything organized,
Okay.
what is the percentage or approximate range of contacts that you would actually close? Let's say you did 30 a day over the course of a month, and you really put your heart into it. As a newcomer into the business, my estimate is you might be lucky if you get 2 or 3, but I'm just curious, what is your perspective?
Okay, that's fair. So before you can become a 6 and 7 figure speaker, you got to get the lower fee stuff right first. And lead generation is a numbers game. Man, we send out literally thousands of emails every single day in order to get those 300 people that we want to deal with, because when you get really good at it, you can choose the people who you want to work with. And so now, if you do, watch this, if you do 1 to 3 every single day, no, 1 to 5 every day. If you're the worst I've ever seen, you can get 1 to 5 a day. That's 7 a week. Let's say you only get 1 a day. That's 7 a week. That's 28 meeting planners. All you need to do is close 1 at $5,000 a week. That's adding $20,000 worth of revenue. That's the simplest I can make it for you. If you do anything higher than that, I mean, you're just crushing it. Most people only need 2 engagements a month just to walk away from their job.
Yeah, Kevin, real quick, I'll jump in here. What
Yes,
we
sir.
see for, if you want a quantitative measurement, you could see, 1 to 5% of people that you're reaching out to actually book a call with you. So, and it's going to really vary based on your niche, what you're offering, how good your messaging is. But you can expect 1 to 5% of people that you reach out to are going to actually book a call with you. From there, out of those 1 to 5% you're getting on the phone, it's going to be, 15 to 30% actual close rate of them becoming a customer. So, it does require a high volume. And, like Kevin mentioned, like we've gotten to the point where we have some really great technology to automate our outreach. And really, like the social media outreach that I teach in the program, that's just to get your first few customers. That is not something you want to be trying to do when you reach 6 and 7 figures as a speaker. We recommend moving over to Facebook ads and other more scalable means of lead generation. So just keep that in mind. It does take a pretty high volume of people you're reaching out to actually get some good revenue coming in, but it's still, you can get your first customers by doing the 30 to 50 outreaches per day, as long as you're consistent with it.
Yeah, you mentioned the Facebook ads in module as well. It was like $30 a month, which is pretty cool, $1 a day. So that was cool. But my final question, KTR, and this is it.
Okay.
How do we overcome not having the references that a more accomplished speaker has on our website? So for example, on your website, you have speakers or meeting planners and dignitaries who are speaking on your behalf because of what you have demonstrated at their event.
Mm-hmm.
For newcomers who don't have that, how do we overcome that? Or do we just have to have exceptional copy?
Okay, let me answer that. Let me reverse engineer that. I'm gonna take the back part first and then go to the second one. I'll come back to the copy. The first thing is, how do you get around that when you don't have any speaking experience? That happens. That question comes up a lot. And a lot of people are intimidated when they look at my professional resume of 2,700 paid speaking engagements. I have a celebrity brand. I've been a celebrity insider since I've been 18. That's my story. That's my walk. That's the way I promote my professional speaking career. And that's why you see me with the high profile people. I knew really early on, the fastest way to make your brand a celebrity brand is to be seen with other brands that are bigger than you. And I've learned that since I've been 18. and I stood on it. I paid attention to it. I wasn't always good at it, but let me tell you something. I don't have to deal with any questions whatsoever when it comes to social proof. That's why we run a multi-million-dollar sales funnel. And that's why I'm a high fee speaker, because when the meeting planner goes to my website and they look at my sales tools and they start digging around, they say, oh, this guy's for real. Nobody's that good at Photoshop. And I'm not just taking, what do you call it? Groupie pitches. These are work pitches. Now, that's my flow. If you're starting out, here's what you got to do. You got to start where you are. So don't measure, and this is another trap, BJ, the speakers fall into. They start measuring the success off of what other speakers are doing. I hear this every single day. Man, KTR, how am I supposed to fit into the marketplace with you and Les Brown and all these other high fee speakers? You're supposed to do what you do. And the way to get around that is start where you are. So you can take, instead of speaking engagements, if you don't have those, you have work experience. So you can take the company logo that you work for, no matter how many of those you've worked for, and you can use that because you have serviced that particular company before. You can get testimonials from people that you used to work with. Now, if you can't find people to say nice things about you, then you're going to be in trouble. See, so just go back to the people with the most experience. And guess what? Now, inside of your marketing materials on your website, you can take the logo from their company, put a thumbnail up of their picture, and then put the quote from them right up there. The higher profile the company, the more success rate that you're going to have. But the key is that can somebody say something genuinely about your leadership qualities? Maybe not even your speaking ability of what you did at that particular event. Am I making sense to you what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Start where you are, BJ, and that is going to be acceptable enough. Listen, you're very educated and you got a high business IQ. Don't waste it on looking at what everybody else is doing. And you got a really, really great brand, and you had that set up before you even came to Speaker Focus. Let it come to you, because it's going to come to you. And mark my words, you're going to be a high fee speaker because you got the kind of drive, brother, and you're smart enough to be able to do it. And let me deal with your last question, which is the most important. Because if you're not writing copy in this game, you're not going to make it anyway. You write beautifully. In the top 10% of people that have turned in signature programs that I barely need to touch. Norma Chappelle. Norma was on the call earlier. Norma used to write for Upscale magazine. Norma used to be the head editor for Upscale magazine. She used to be the head editor for Creflo Dollar Ministries in Atlanta. That woman is a genius when it comes to writing. That's her strongest skill. Just like you, BJ. Only 10% of people that turn in their signature programs, I literally don't need to touch it. If I got to say something, it's something very minor, just like I got to do with yours. So first of all, if your ad is not converting at a high level, it's because your copy is written horribly and your ad is put together wrong. Now watch this. If it is put together wrong, and the smart ones, they always, before they launch their campaign, they always send it to me and Austin so we can approve every word of the copy. We look at their video sales letter. We look at the deck or the slide presentation they put together, every single word of it. And we'll tell you whether or not it's good enough or not. Now, Austin will tell you this, that no sales funnel is ever perfect. You have to write great copy. You have to put great images and great video out there to a very, very specific target audience, and then let the Facebook pixel collect the data. And then the data is going to tell you. Believe me, Austin keeps track of every single thing I do, every single movement, every single piece of data. He gives me the numbers and analyze it. And then I tell him from a sales standpoint, what data needs to get fed into the machine. Oh, bro, thanks. I need that. And he'll come back with something and ramp it up. See, it's always, we use a lot of machine learning. So we're feeding data into a machine that is actually improving and dropping our ad costs down at the same exact time. Now, Austin has all those strategies right there. And if you are unclear about them, you can send a support ticket to support speakerfocus.com, and he'll clear it up for you real fast. How about that, BJ?
Appreciate it.
Yes. So
Yeah.
ask questions, brother. Keep showing up for the group. The students that have the most success on this platform, they show up for the group call and they send us some most support tickets. If you're not sending support tickets, it means you ain't doing the work. You can't fool me. I'm the teacher. I'm the masterclass teacher. If you're submitting support tickets, it means you need some feedback because you got some damn work done. I get excited, BJ, because I love you.
Yeah, my goal is to finish this in 2 weeks. So hopefully I have all the time in the world now. So
well, BJ, you're an overachiever. And so you're going to put a timeline on it. Excuse me, everybody. A deadline is a forcing system of accountability. If you don't have a deadline of when you're going to get something done, you are going to take a trip through Wonderland and the trip through the daisies and act like you got all day long to get it done. And all of us are on borrowed time and you don't have all day long to get it done. So I suggest you light a candle or fire up under your ass and get it accomplished because the clock is ticking on us all. BJ, any other questions?
no, thanks. I really appreciate it. Thanks for all the insight.
Okay, brother, keep doing what you're doing and keep writing great copy. Because believe me, at the end of the day, the copy that me and Austin write is the thing that makes us the most money. And don't forget, I told you that. All right. Okay, let me see. We got Roger Broussard coming up. I miss Roger. Roger, talk to me, brother. What's going on with you?
It's amazing. It's amazing, KTR. Going through the modules, I am so happy that it's evergreen because there's no way I could take in all that information in one go around. There's absolutely no way. And you know, I'm no dummy. About the sister that called earlier.
Yes.
The enemy only attacks people with value. When you work, listen, you ain't doing nothing. The enemy ain't got no time for you. He doesn't even bother with you. I'll tell you a quick story. I went through the process of writing this book and I did the book. And then I started, when the book was done, I sent it off to the editors and the printers and all that. And then they said, start promoting it. I started promoting it. I got on TV. I was doing a lot of things. Everything was going smooth. You know when the enemy hit me? Right after I met KTR, we met live in DC. Right after that is when my stuff started to fall apart.
After you did Dr. Ben's show at PBS, that's what you said?
That's right. That's right.
Wow.
And then I started getting hit, bam, bam, bam. And I was like, and then a friend of mine, a sister, she said, Roger, he's attacking you because you are making a move upwards. And when you're trying to make a move upwards, the enemy will come.
Yes.
If you're not doing anything, the enemy ain't got no time for you.
Yep.
All right, let's get to my questions now.
Yes,
I
sir.
hope this helps somebody.
And
by the way,
thank you for sharing that, by the way. Yes. What was your next point? I'm sorry, go ahead.
My next point is, I've been in a lot of different programs, you know, real estate and all that stuff. I have never seen a Q&A with so much value. This Q&A is loaded, man. Don't ever complain that you got me waiting long, because with every caller, I'm learning so much. I am learning so much, and I thank you for that. All right, now going through the program, one of my most popular things that I speak about, and this is to small organizations, generally free, is the involvement of the church, and by this I mean the Roman Catholic Church, in justifying and promoting slavery. Okay. I've spoken 3 or 4 times about that. But as I was going through your program, it said, stay away from religion, because you'll divide your audience. Hey, listen, I ain't going to reinvent the wheel. So I dropped that.
Okay, wait a minute, Roger, real quick. I said stay away from religion and politics if you're in the corporate and association market. Even if you're speaking in schools, you can't do the Pledge of Allegiance, or you're not supposed to pray, because they've taken it out of the schools. So you got to understand what the market is, and it will cause some friction and some separation in your marketing language. When you are going to a specific target audience, you must be very clear with your messaging. However, if you're in the faith-based market, it is very acceptable, and perhaps your speaking can find some legs over there. Continue.
All right. Yeah, I'm leaning towards the corporate and association market. So
Mhm.
I've got no problem with that.
Mhm.
So I got no problem with dropping that. Trust me, I got much more content that I can call on.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, the other
Instead of making it biblical and spiritual, all you got to do is keep it about leadership. And you still,
Right.
trust me, you are the most impressive subject matter expert, specialist, leading authority, and trusted advisor that I have ever heard in my life about the topic of Haiti. That is a very niche. That is a very niche that a lot of people aren't touching on. And their meeting planners will be all over you. All you got to do is just set your speaker business up the right way. And your message is going to find this audience. Continue, sir.
Okay. About this is more now about technique, not necessarily style, but technique. And I
Okay.
love you call your system participant-centered learning style.
Yes, sir.
Now, do you suggest you always suggest don't reinvent the wheel. You suggest that we adapt something similar? And I'm learning from you. You involve the audience in what you're doing. You always seem to do that. Now, is that the gist in that process?
Yes, I'm very deliberate and intentional with what I say and how I say it. In order to speak that way, Roger, you must be free. I am free of inhibitions. I'm not worried about what other people think about me. I'm not worried about another person's opinion about me. Does not define my level of self-esteem. I literally am in my own world. And I'm in full control. I'm the president. I'm the CEO. I'm everything. I'm in control of Kevin T. Robertson. So if you're going to speak deliberate and intentional, which is what you do, Roger, this is why I came to have breakfast with you when you came to DC before you did the Dr. Ben show on PBS, because I was impressed with you, brother. You weren't trying to impress me, but I was impressed by your subject matter expertise. You talk about you learning from me as all the people are waiting to ask their question or share their thoughts. Well, I get a chance to learn from all of you. And we got the best subject matter experts in the world on our platform. So I get a chance to learn more about Haiti through your subject matter expertise, because you've written a book, because you're interviewed on national media about the topic, and because you and I got a brotherhood out of this before we even onboarded you to the coaching program. And the specialness, it will happen if you allow it to happen, but you gotta live free. See, Roger, you can't let fear stand in your way. You know the topic that you have written about, and you know that people aren't educated about it. Look at the way people's mouths drop to the ground when you start speaking about your subject matter expertise. I watch multiple interviews and everybody is mesmerized when you start talking about Haiti, period. So what you got to do is you have got to speak from the heart like you do. I don't care where you're speaking, because most people don't have the guts enough to do that. And then when you back it up with authenticity and integrity and a whole lot of other things, man, that is what allows you to rise in the speaking industry and literally get a stranglehold on your niche. As long as you're not worried about what anybody else is doing, you be the best that you can be at the topic that you deliver, and nobody will be able to hold a candle to you. And that's my suggestion. Just keep doing what you're doing. You got another question or comment?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for that. My next question is, can you share some of that sleep meditation movement? Is there links or something? Because that's amazing.
I'll go get it right now and I'm gonna put it in the chat. The one I go to sleep to every single night, I'm gonna put the exact one that I'm gonna do it right now. Just give me a second. And if you just Google multimillionaire sleep meditation video, the #1 that comes up is millionaire mindset affirmations attract wealth and abundance. Watch this. Wait a minute, let this ad go by. Watch this. This is what I'm listening to when I go to sleep. Listen to this.
Welcome to Growing Forever. The following affirmations will bathe your subconscious mind with thoughts of wealth and abundance. Listen every day for best results. Now relax, close your eyes, and begin to breathe slowly and deeply. With each breath, let your body relax. The ideas you are about to
Okay,
hear.
wait a minute. I'll fall asleep on you in a minute. Did you hear that, Roger?
Yes, yes, I did. Yes, I did.
So I when I sit in my massage chair, that's what I have playing. Oh, let me grab the link real quick. I'm sorry. See, I drifted off because I was so into it already. Okay, let me grab it real quick. Man, that is what, okay, I just dropped it into the chat box right there. That's the video I take a nap to and go to sleep to every single time. I got a couple other ones that I listen to, but there are tons of them out there. If you just Google them, multimillionaire sleep meditation video.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
You're very
Appreciate
welcome.
it.
Roger, one last thing about the participant-centered learning. You're on the back end of module 1 talking about the technical aspects of speaking. That's how I learned how to work a room and keep people engaged. One thing you have that quality, Roger. You're very intriguing when you talk. You have great resonance, pitch, height, accuracy, cadence. There's a certain way that your voice bounces that's very unique in the marketplace. So you got to stick to that and just make sure you're giving the very best of entertaining people through education. If you give a lecture, your level of detail when it comes to what you speak about is like, it's just breathtaking and it's mesmerizing. I can't believe it's like listening to a world history teacher when you speak. I'm talking, that stuff backwards and forwards. And it's like, damn, I didn't know that. Oh man, I didn't know that's what was happening in Haiti. That's the slavery thing. And it's so educational and it's so eye-opening. See, what do I want you creating? Thought-provoking, disruptive, headlines, topics, titles, and descriptions. Your topic, sir, is thought-provoking and disruptive. And we need some disruption in this world right now. With the way people think, we need to shake some shit up right now. And your signature programs are capable of being able to do that. Stay on the path, Roger. You're on it.
Thank you, sir.
You're very welcome. Talk to you real soon.
All right.
Okay. I could do this all night with you all. I love it. This is what happens when you are built for half-day programs or full-day programs. You got to be in shape mentally to be a speaker. You got to be sharp. People always need information. Lisa Allman Baldwin. I love her so much.
I am over here rolling. You are cracking me up tonight with this gangster, with telling people to kiss my ass, with falling asleep with the video.
Hey,
I am rolling over here.
I'm trying to tell you, this is how I get down. I'm letting you inside the mind
I
of
know.
exactly how I think. See, again, in order to talk this, you gotta live free. See, sometimes I gotta say it a certain way, Lisa, to make a point.
No, I love it.
Yeah,
I love
this is
it.
what speaking is all about. It's all
I
about
love
keeping
it.
people engaged and entertaining and educating all at the same time. I told you, I'm very deliberate and very purposeful with what I say and how I say it. Lisa, what's your question, by the way?
All right. So I only had a couple things, but then when other people started talking, I had some other things come up. So
Okay.
one thing I want to ask first before I forget,
Yes.
when Charlene was asking her question about, the $300 and then, maybe other conference coordinators would find out that she took less. You said something about we could put the NDA in our speaker engagement agreement that we can put
Yes.
something in there?
There is an NDA inside of the speaker engagement agreement that is in the template on the coaching platform. That was done by my attorney for the past 33 years. His name is Ward White, lead counsel to 4-time Grammy Award winner Erykah Badu out of Texas. He's one of the best in the game. So it is an NDA in there. It is a little clause in there that they are not supposed to discuss the inner workings of this deal with anybody else.
Now that's in the, because I don't remember seeing that. So where is it exactly? It's
its language should be on the back end of the actual speaker engagement agreement.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look again. Okay.
Yep. If you can't find it, don't worry about it. I'll copy and paste it and show it to you. But it should be right there at the back of the speaker engagement agreement. One of the last clauses in there is the
Okay.
NDA.
Okay, so I don't remember seeing that, but I'll look for that. And by the way, that sleep meditation link you said you put in the chat, nobody says, everyone's saying they don't see it here. I don't see it either.
Okay,
Just-
nobody.
just so
okay,
you know.
hold on.
Yeah,
Okay,
just so
give
you
me a
know.
quick- okay, just give me a quick second. I see
Okay.
I see that that's popping up. Okay, let me see. Host. Oh, I got it. Okay, I see it. Let me do it to everyone. Boom, here it is.
Okay,
There it is, everybody. I put it to
Okay.
everyone. There you go.
okay.
Okay.
Then going back to what you were saying about we will have options and everything so that the people who are fooling around, we can just let them go and focus on the, outreach to other people that might be viable contacts. So my question on that is, I have someone who I had the one that you helped me with, the bank,
Okay.
that I had the initial strategy session with her. I had the follow-up strategy session with her. The last time I talked to her, actually I had three strategy sessions with her, but that last time I talked to her was they were trying to find a date because it's going to be virtual for 1 hour. And they were trying to find a date that would work with all the people in their department.
Mhm.
So I gave her a little bit of time to work on that. I followed up with her by a phone voicemail, and I also follow up with her by email,
Okay.
but I haven't heard back from her yet. So my question is, how many times should I keep trying to follow up with her before I let it lay to however it's going to lay out or what have you? And I do know that she has a lot of restructuring and things going on and disarray in her department. So that's why I am allowing time, because, she's trying to juggle 12 balls at once. And just to be clear, this isn't someone who's fooling around and trying to dick around with me with the money and everything. She's
Right.
genuine, but it's just that I haven't heard from her. So I want to know how long, how many times I should keep following up with her and how often.
I got you. Okay. I'm going to answer this in two parts. I'm going to do my part first. I'm going to get Austin to come in here on the back end because I want him to address automation, because automation will remind the prospect for you when you are busy traveling or doing whatever, and you should have it set up where it's automated for the responses. Now, but a general rule of thumb is the idea is you want to create multiple touch points with the prospect. You want to have the follow-up. You want to make sure you do it in some type of sequence, in some type of sequential order, I should say, to make sense where you're not coming off desperate or you're not pressing them. Remember, selling is not convincing. You're not trying to convince them of anything. You are doing listening, which you've already done. And then you're going to put yourself in position where you are going to do the follow-up. And the reason why we schedule a follow-up, especially on the second call is extremely important, because now I've done the needs assessment on the first call. I've over-delivered and given you massive value. This needs to be your mindset. I'm saying it to you, but this is I'm talking to you as it should be done. You give away more free information than anybody else in your space. You're serving the meeting planner's needs. You are literally qualifying them in the first couple of questions that you ask them. Do you have a date coming up? Is there a potential budget to hire speakers? Do you have a specific venue? Is it online or is it in person? That's the qualification to know whether or not they're serious or not.
Right. And she has the contract already from me. We already got through the money and all that stuff. But anyway, go ahead. Okay.
Yeah, but no, it's not a problem. So if you feel like, and this is where patience comes in, and we don't want to be patient because we want to get the check in our account. So everyone is different. So you got to be patient. Your job is to teach them how to give you money. And that's the reason why you got to hold them accountable, because once you go through the process of over-delivering in the first needs assessment, going through the qualifying questions, answering any questions that they may have about your professional speaking deliverables, you pretty much know whether or not the first 10 minutes, whether or not it's a good fit. If you feel like it is, and you've established the ground rules and they still want to continue the conversation, then you finish delivering the value from your signature programs. At the end, what will be a good time to reach back out to you, Ms. Johnson, for instance? And I just want to get your feedback about the information that I sent to you. That's the reason why you want to schedule the follow-up call before you even get off the first call. Do it yourself. Don't send them a calendar link and let them do it, because people are going to get busy and you're not going to be able to hold them accountable like that. I don't even allow people to do that to me. If they say they want to schedule it on their own time, that means they're not serious. I put them in a different category of my CRM. I schedule them myself before I get off the call. Okay, well, watch this. You're going to ask them qualifying questions. So based upon the information I share with you, Ms. Johnson, do you feel like this is something that would warrant a follow-up call? Oh my God, Lisa, absolutely. But you know what that feels like. Okay, great. Don't be jerking around with nothing else. Great. And go right into the next process. If it's great, okay, let me pull up my calendar. I'm gonna do a screen share with you. Let me pull up my calendar. Let's see what dates are available. Now, they're gonna find a time. Okay, watch this. I'm gonna suggest a date that I want to get them on the calendar within the first 2 or 3 days. Obviously, within the first 7 to 10 days, typically when it comes to speaking, because you want to let it breathe a little bit. They got to let the other conference coordinators and other committee members look at your content that you sent them. Website, speaker video, demo, speaker info kit. You with me so far, Lisa?
Yeah, and that's what I've been doing with people, and that's been working great. And I've been doing
Yes.
exactly that. But
Yes.
for this particular one, I want to know, and maybe that, it's like I said, we've already had 3 calls. They have the
Okay.
the contract for me and everything. She was just trying to work on a date once she pulled all her team members together.
Okay.
But I have, once I've followed up with her twice by email.
Okay. So let's talk.
Text,
So let's talk
I
about
mean,
closing.
Okay.
Let's talk about what it's going to take to close her.
Okay.
Okay. So you've already had 3 calls.
Right.
Describe to me briefly what the first call was about.
So the first one was the general strategy call. Then we
Okay.
set up, I sent her my materials. We set up the second time. They said it was a go. We
Okay.
talked about budget. That was the one you helped me with the amount.
With the email.
They said they definitely want to move forward. And like I said, she just had to since she has to pull all her team members together and it's going to be virtual, she had to get with everybody to try to figure out what date might be good. So I haven't heard from her. I would say now it's been about 3 weeks, and I followed up with her twice in between, once with an email and then
Okay.
once with a voicemail message saying, just following up to my email, I know you wanted to pick a date to do this sometime in November. I want to get you on the calendar before, we get too far towards Thanksgiving, and I just haven't heard back. So I don't know.
Okay.
you
Well,
know,
this is
when,
okay. This is where it's difficult to have the patience. So she's been communicative up until like what, a week ago, 2
3
weeks ago?
weeks.
3
3 weeks. Mhm.
Okay. So now what you might want to do is, because I guarantee you some other board chair or committee member, she's waiting on some information. Perhaps she has not reached back out to you because she doesn't have anything to say.
Okay.
What was the last thing that she said to you about presenting the engagement agreement and then possibly signing that and creating a purchase order to send you a deposit?
She said that she told me twice that what they think that they were going to do is, because it's just easier, was to just pay me all at once with a credit card.
Credit card, okay.
And then it was just a matter of trying to figure out what date might work with all her team members. That's
Okay,
all.
now she still doesn't have a date, is that correct?
Right. That's what she's
Okay.
trying to work on. Mhm.
So
But
she's
it is
trying to
going to be virtual. Mhm.
Yeah, she's trying to work on the date, and that's why you haven't heard from her. So this is a very delicate process of when you're waiting on feedback. See, this is why you got to be working other leads,
Right.
because while you're waiting on her, you want to have other people in the pipeline that you're developing relationships with.
Mhm.
So while
That's
you're
what-
waiting on her, send out other emails, send out other calls. I call people all the time.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. So
Yeah.
it takes a little patience to wait it out. Sometimes at this stage, I wouldn't chance texting and emailing anybody or voicemail. Get her directly on the phone. Get her directly on the phone.
But when I call, but that's what I'm saying. Last time I called her, you know, it went to voicemail. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know when, you know.
Okay, when was the last time you called her?
Oh, a week ago. I'd say, well, yeah, well, last week. I think it was last week. Mhm.
Okay, well, watch this. What you can let her know is, hey, my schedule is filling up pretty quickly for November, and I also have travel plans. It would be greatly appreciated if I could get some feedback just to stay in the loop. Hey, I know things have been hectic on your side. Please advise. See how easy that was?
And that's by email or that's by a
Yeah,
voicemail
you
message?
can send an email to her, but if she's not responding,
Mhm.
and we have a breakdown in communication, this is the type of stuff that I'm talking about. This happens in the real world all the time. These meeting planners are out of their minds. They're busy. They got other chair, board, or committee members, and they're relying on information from other people, which slows down your process. It's never just an easy, quick 1, 2, 3. Right now, this deal in your mind, it should be closed. But something is blocking it right now from happening. So you know what you got to do in your mind. You gotta back off of it a little bit.
Okay.
You gotta have
Okay.
something. Just let it play out. What I would do if you haven't sent her an email in 7 days, I would send another email. This time it's a different kind of message. What I just told you.
Okay.
I
Got it.
have to get my schedule in order, and on top of that, I have a travel day, and you have not given me a date, which that's okay, but I need to know how we should move forward. Now, if you give them, just say, hey, are we still moving forward? Please advise. Have you gotten
Okay.
any feedback from your committee members? Please advise. Now you're waiting on feedback from her. If she hasn't, if you've reached out to her 2 or 3 times and she's not
Right.
reaching back out to you, you got to move on.
Okay. All right. And then you said Austin, you're going to have Austin say something about automations.
Automation, Mr. Troyer, can you step in here real quick?
Yeah, so I think everything Kevin said was perfect. One thing to keep in mind is, you can come off needy if you follow up too frequent. If you're following up every day, that's too much.
Right.
But also people appreciate persistence, and if you do it the right way, it's not going to come off like you're needy. It just shows that, hey, you want to do business with them and help them. But what I'd recommend, even better than actual manual follow-up, is letting automation keep you top of mind at all times. And you do that through retargeting ads. So I'd recommend setting up Facebook retargeting ads. You can spend $1 a day, so $30 a month. And this conference coordinator won't be able to escape you. They'll go on Instagram. They'll see your ad. They'll go on Facebook. They'll see your ad. They'll go on other websites, see your ad. And what you say in the ad, I outlined in week 5, but all you say is just reinforce the benefits of what you're going to deliver. And she won't be able to escape your brand because retargeting ads go so far and they'll keep you in front of her a lot. Another thing too, you have her email address. Add her to be sending out weekly emails that aren't to her specifically, but they're to your entire email list, providing some sort of value and reinforcing the benefits of your signature programs. So make sure you're sending out that weekly email, value-based, and the call to action on those is always just book a call with me. Let's hop back on the phone. And, we'll send out, we just send every single time, every week we send out an email, we'll get 50 plus calls from it every week. And, that's $70,000 or more just from sending out one email. And so, just keep doing those emails. Lastly, I would recommend connecting with all of your prospects on LinkedIn and follow them on Instagram. And they're gonna, Kevin, you hop back in?
Yeah, no. I just got to take a quick break. Go ahead and finish. I'll be right back.
Okay, yeah. So what you'll do is when you follow them on Instagram, they're going to follow you back likely. And every time you post, they're going to be delivered your posts. And if you're putting out really great content that's going to help them in their day, it's just going to be all these videos and content you put out on social is follow up in itself, where you don't look needy. you're just providing value, and they don't even realize that you're kind of moving that deal along by them seeing the content. So if you do those three, you don't really have to do a lot of manual follow-up, because you're going to be constantly in their face with kind of indirectly with all this, valuable content, and reinforcing, the ROI of them actually hiring you to speak. Yeah. And I think too, like, the biggest thing is, if you're going to do a manual follow-up, just call them, do a dial. If you get a voicemail immediately, which you probably will, because, iPhones are starting to kind of just, have the do not disturb mode and stuff, kind of almost default for most people. You just got to call them twice, and then the call will go through. So if you ever get you call a prospect and it goes immediately to voicemail, they probably have do not disturb on. Just call it again immediately. And the default action of iPhones is just to let the call come through, because they think it's an emergency. And that's what Kevin will do typically, and it'll work.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm just making notes here. Okay, so
Yeah.
I am doing the weekly emails. I have that all set up to go.
Okay.
And so on the retargeting ads, I remember you talking about that in module 5. I'll go back through that. But that one, that's getting retargeted to everybody, not just to her, right?
Yeah, it'll get retargeted to everybody, but it's only going to be people that have visited your website. Or, you could even be more specific, people that have booked a call with you. So then you're only spending money to reach those people, and you're not, just spending money on random people. For example, I mean, we just had a big client close today, and I went back and just looked at all the stuff he's done, because it helps inform, what's working well and what we need to ramp up. And he opted in a month ago, and he's clicked on our retargeting ads over 15 times. And Kevin only did one follow-up with him in a month. And so that in itself, him constantly seeing the ads of benefit statements and killer copy, value focused copy, close the deal without us having to constantly beg people to get on the phone with us and call them and all that. So yeah, it's a really powerful thing to do, and it doesn't cost much. We don't spend much, we don't spend more than $1,000 on retargeting a month, and it, generates us hundreds of thousands. So it's really worth setting up. And I'd keep the retargeting ad simple. Just keep the copy short, make it value focused, and just drive them right to your Calendly booking page. Mm-hmm. Honestly, you can just put the call to action button on the ad, is just straight book a call with me. Okay. And the imagery could just be you speaking, or you could do a video of your speaker video demo. Okay. And set the budget to $1 a day. It probably won't even spend that, because the traffic's not really high. So you could spend 50 cents a day and have something working for you 24/7, following up with prospects.
Okay, awesome. I will definitely do that. Okay, great. Thank you, Austin. Okay, Kevin. So the next thing is the other one that you helped me with that I asked about last week, about that had the speaker bureau that was kind of interceded. So yeah. I had a follow-up call with, this is just a success story. So I had a follow-up call with her. She's very excited still. She has 3 possible different dates. She told me the days that her committees are meeting for each of these different things. She said, I'm going to push hard for you, because I'm really excited about what you have to offer, et cetera, et cetera. So I just want to let you know that that's still in the process there.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you. Let's see here. Oh, okay. The next thing is, I had someone who booked a strategy call today for tomorrow. And she is someone someone that I kind of knew from a long time ago. I had sent her an email after I had connected with her on Facebook and just said, hey, a couple months ago, you told me to circle back around, that your director is the person in charge of booking speakers. And so then I see that she booked today. So the only thing she said in the little message that says, tell me what you're trying to achieve in Calendly, she
Mhm.
said, I got your name from so-and-so, and we have 2 dates coming up we're thinking of. So I just wanted to talk to you more about what you do and talk about price also. So
Right.
I know that you have in our languaging for our script, so to speak, about, when they ask about price to kind of say, well, Miss Johnson, I want to make sure, first of all, that I can help you,
Yep.
and all that. So is there anything else on that you want to add for me to talk about for her tomorrow?
No, stick to the script, and the stage that you are with managing your speaker business, you are in command over your subject matter expertise. I believe that you understand who you are and what you have to offer clearly. You are following everything we're telling you to do. Do not deviate from the script right now. You don't have it memorized. If you can close your eyes like I can and walk through the script, and I literally got every single word memorized. I created it off of my playbook of closing thousands of meeting planners over the last, 25 plus years, me speaking, and I'm approaching my 36th year in this industry. So if you don't have it memorized, then stick to the basics of the script. And because a lot of them are going to come at you real hard because they're busy. They're just going to say, okay, Lisa, listen, I got a committee meeting I got to get ready to go to. Can you just give us the price? I'm just fact finding about, well, I can answer that for you. However, I need to understand what you need. And this is the goal is never get the meeting planner to rush you off the phone fast.
Right.
That is not giving me enough. That is not giving me enough time to present my offering to you. The reason why I do a strategy call is because I want to take you to school about things that you don't know. My services are the missing piece to you growing your speaker business. Your speaking services is the missing piece to the meeting planner that adds the value. So the goal is to get them on the strategy call. So when they jump in all fast and furious on you and say, I want to, Lisa, just go ahead and cut to the chase. I need to know what your fees are. Okay, well, this is how I would answer that. Ms. Johnson, well, there's an answer to that question as well. However, not but however, it's a great pivot word. However, I'm not sure what it is that you need. I don't know if you are looking for speakers for an hour keynote or 2-hour educational keynote. If you'd like to hire me for a half-day program, 2 to 4 hours, or a full-day program, 4 to 8 hours. I don't know if it's in the States. I don't know if it's overseas. All these things vary. So what is it that you need? Now watch this. What the last thing I would tell them what I like to do, that's why I offered you a strategy session so we could take 15 or 20 minutes to take our time so I could see if my services are a good fit for your organization. You see?
Okay. Okay, I'm making
That's all you got. That's all you got to say to them. When they start talking money, the first person talks about money first loses.
Right. Okay.
Talk about the value. And when I show you my value, trust me, they will go and find your money. Guaranteed.
Right. Okay.
Anything else?
Yes. Then my next thing was, and this kind of ties into what Charlene was asking about. It's kind of funny that she said this. So the quick backstory is there was a spiritual retreat that I was thinking of going to a long time ago. It speaks to everything about me, about the way I live spiritually. They're going to have great speakers. It's a 5-day thing. And I heard about it from a friend of mine. Okay, so this is months and months and months ago when I was just starting the program with you.
Okay.
So in that conversation of her telling about this retreat, and I was going to look it up, and and I knew it was going to be a year. It was going to be September next year that I'd be going. Somebody's volume is still active. Kevin, do you hear it?
No, I'm not sure. Troyer, do you have your? Let me mute. Austin, you got your volume still live? Okay, yeah. Okay, he put it on mute.
Okay. So anyways, so I knew it was going to be over a year. And anyway, so I'm just leading up to my question. So come to find out, my friend who told me about it, she's on the board who picks speakers. And again, this is when I just first started with you, and all I had done was my speaker info kit. I wasn't even up to, yet, what we charge or anything like that.
Right.
So just offhand, I said, oh, that's really cool. Maybe I can talk, or I don't even remember what I said. So anyway, she asked me for my speaker info kit. I gave it to her. She came back. This is months ago. She came back and she said, oh, this is great. We can see exactly what you do. I'll be in touch with you in November. Okay. So
Right.
last week, she sends me a text and she said, the board had their annual meeting and we'd like you to come and speak next year.
Okay.
So they, so the amount that it's so funny that Charlene said that about $300. So the amount that they pay for the speakers or workshop facilitators is $300. It's just the way the structure of it is. They don't have, thousands of dollars. But
Gotcha.
the success story I wanted to tell you is, so first of all, I was already planning that I was probably going to go. This is before even speaking there was a possibility, because it was something for me,
Gotcha.
for me.
Okay.
So they're going to waive the registration fee, which is $600.
Yep.
They are going to, there's the honorarium, which is $300. I can sell my books. I have a
Plug in your
table
booth.
for it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
They have everyone who's speaking or doing a workshop record a video. So they run the video on a loop at the event, so people can decide for the afternoon sessions which one to go to.
Yep.
They said, I went through the speaker negotiating list that you gave us.
And you, yes.
They said that, and the two headline speakers are very huge in the spiritual setting, which is
Okay.
my target market.
Okay.
So just to even have my name associated with the headline speakers, that will give me some cred. I'll have my picture and my bio in the program.
Yep.
They said, I asked them about getting the referrals and also doing pictures or a video, testimony video with the headline speaker. They said, sure, anything you want.
Yeah.
So all of this is what I'm going to is, you never know, like you told me, you never know where something's gonna lay out.
Yeah.
And like I said, it started out as me just planning on going for my own spiritual growth.
Right.
And it's turned into, all these possible things. So I just wanted to tell you, thank you about that, and just let you know.
Well, you're very welcome. And again, you're following the system to the letter, and that's how good things happen for you to grow your speaker brand. I think a lot of times, Lisa, the reason why me and Austin can turn things down, and we turn deals down left and right. People want me to wear their watches. They want me to be a brand ambassador. They want us to fly here. They want us to do this. They want us to, the reason why we can say no to a lot of it, because we're number one in our space. We deliver the best service. We have the best platform. And there's a lot of reasons why we have it. It's not because Austin's so amazing or I'm so amazing. And that may be a part of it, but it's definitely not that. It's the system, and we give people results. So when you have leverage, you can walk away from deals where you get bigger. Right. But when you're starting, you don't want to turn everything away. It's not smart to do that. You've got to let this stuff play out. And sometimes taking less is earning more. So that's why I recommend, if you have to do that, that's what you have the speaker negotiating menu there for. And look at the value that you're getting out of it. Right. You're probably getting more than $5,000 worth of value out of the stuff that you're getting. You're getting the place to sell your books. You're going to sell your books. And typically we call that BOR, which is back of the room sales. Typically a speaker can nab 10 to 30%. So if you got 100 people in there and you got 20 people, 20%, that means you sold 20 books at times whatever it is your fee. That's extra money you're putting in your pocket on top of $300, on top of the video being on the loop, on top of the place to sell the books, take the pictures, networking with other speakers, having your name in the program, 3 referrals that you're getting from that. And the list goes on and on and on. And that's why you pick it from the speaker negotiating menu. It sounds to me like you're getting a massive amount of value. And then Lisa, let's not even talk about the personal reasons why you're going to go. And when you go, you watch what happens and how many more doors open up, because see, your mindset is amazing. And that's why you're attracting these opportunities into your vision board right now into your vortex. You're attracting all of these things. You're walking it, you're talking it, you're doing all the steps. And that is how you grow your speaker business. You got to take it one step at a time, and you got to slow walk it and be patient. You're doing an amazing job, and we really appreciate you sharing all your success stories, because you could just take all this stuff for yourself and just keep it all to yourself. But you sharing is helping somebody else on this platform. We truly appreciate you.
Right. And that's why everything everybody else says helps me. So I've been following what you and Austin have been telling me to the letter.
Yes.
The letter.
Yes.
Okay. So my last thing is, and this is what Alex talks about a lot every week, not just for this event, but other things I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
It would help me if you could go through again how to plan a tour around it, because you said before, if we have one engagement and about reaching out to other places and saying, hey, I'm going to be in your area.
Yes.
So I'm not sure how to start that, where to look. So for example, this one, like if I want to, let me rephrase my question. If I have a set place I'm going to be for whatever reason, right? Mm-hmm. Personal or professional, whatever, how do I start outreach, and where do I do it to book a tour around it, and how do I language that?
Okay. So that's a great question. So this is how you're going to do it. And that is a strategy inside of the 7 different marketing vehicles. You have email marketing, digital marketing, the direct mail, you have the live performances, you have block bookings, you have email marketing, obviously, and digital marketing. All of those are the 7 marketing vehicles. Obviously, we'd recommend, we prefer, because of the era that we're in, and my God, is it powerful. It's the digital marketing and the free organic outreach, along with the automation and the retargeting. I mean, Austin just makes my job so easy. All I have to do is just present the facts, and it just generates an insane amount of revenue. So obviously, you should be crafting the languaging when you do get your outreach set up, and then have Austin approve every single word of it. That's the smart thing to do. So you know that before you put it out there, it at least has the best chance possible. But this is what you can do beyond the automation. There are certain things that the automation will benefit, and we call that TOMA, top of mind awareness, TOMA. You want to create that top of mind awareness, and the retargeting would allow you to do that. But it's one thing that you can do. Nothing beats the phone. And forget about voicemail. Direct contact with that warm personality you have. All you got to do is, let's say, where's the tour day that you have that's coming up in with the Speakers Bureau? What area of the country is that located in?
The Speakers Bureau one, and that's in Illinois. Now that one's not booked yet. This one that's booked, this one is in Montana.
Okay, Montana. Okay.
Yeah, and she's sending me the contract this week. But this is in Montana.
Oh, Montana. Okay, all right, Montana. So very, very beautiful there, by the way.
It is.
Very lovely part of the country, especially they have some killer resorts there. Okay,
right.
So what you do, you before you go to Montana, you figure out where your venue is, and you try to map it out within like 30 to 60 miles. Because if you got a car, you don't want to have to drive too far to get that other bit of money. These are called add-on dates to your tour. Musicians do this all the time. They're not going to tour in Los Angeles and fly all the way back to Philadelphia and then fly to Denver. No, they take the tour bus and they take a section of the world and they travel around and they hit all of that. It's very well planned and it's very mapped out. So you call up people that are in your target market who you feel like would benefit from your services. Does it take a little bit of legwork? Yeah. But all you need to get is 1 or 2 while you're there to pick up an additional $5,000 to $10,000. So you started out with one engagement for $5,000. Somebody else said yes just because you're in the area. Now instead of making $5,000, you made 15 just because you picked up the call. Picked up the phone. And here's what it sounds like. Hey, Ms. Johnson, this is Lisa Allman Baldwin. I am a professional speaker, and I'm having a lot of success with this tour that I put together. And then you give them a name for the tour. This tour is called the Focus on Leadership and Development Tour. I wanted to know if you'd be interested in listening to the value that the tours bring into your area. Now, when you get into it, obviously, you're going to be like, oh, Lisa, okay, well, that sounds interesting. What is the tour about? Well, I could show you better than I could tell you. Would it be okay to send you some information about it, like a link or something? It'll be a landing page. Yeah, Lisa, that'll be great. Well, let me just give you a brief overview. What I do is travel around the world and help people excel in the area of leadership development. I teach leadership strategies that magnify success, whatever your mainstay headline is. After that, they're going to say, oh, interesting. Well, I am doing a date at the Montana Convention Center, blah, 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 dates. If it's something you're interested in, you think your company will be interested in doing an add-on date? And I'm offering a great price on the dates to add on because I'm already going to be in the area and you don't have to pay for any travel. See? So instead of offering it for $5,000, maybe you give them a discount and you do it for $3,500. We don't care because we're already in that area. And if they say yes for an hour, okay, Lisa, yeah, tell me a little bit about, and then you start the negotiating process with them of getting them interested, following up with them, doing a needs assessment, seeing if they're interested, process of elimination, get to the yes or no, Lisa, as quickly as possible. If they're taking too long to get back, hey, it's Lisa Altman Baldwin giving you a call back. I'm coming to town. I wanted to know if your company will be interested in booking a keynote so you can increase your productivity by 30% and your overall mental wellness for your clients. I mean, for your employees. Yes or no? Right? Lisa, I don't think so. We're going to pass. Okay, great. No problem. I'd call at least 5 to 10 in the area. If you just get 1 or 2.
Right.
And watch this. You add them to your database and you keep remarketing to them on a regular basis.
Okay.
Got it?
Now, how do I answer it if someone says, okay, so the name of the tour, that's something I come up with, but what if somebody says, well, what are your other places you're going to be? And let's say I only have one so far.
Okay.
You know?
Well, okay. Well, that's not, you're only interested, well, I should say they should only be interested in what's around the geographical area.
Right.
You're only calling. Well, this is a national tour or it's an international tour. And I'm offering you the dates that I have. When other tour dates become available, if you want to know, and when other tour dates become available, I'll be happy to send you the schedule.
I see. Okay.
If you have a division in another city, no problem.
Okay. Got it.
But get them to focus on the one city. I'm going to be coming to your city. Are you in or aren't you? Do you want some information? And this is why you got to be ready and prepared all the time because it's the same process every single time. You're going to get them in the needs assessment because that's where you're going to get them to listen to your offering. You're going to figure out a way to help them. You're going to see whether or not it's a good fit. You're going to qualify the prospect. Because when it's good and the prospect is a great fit for your company, then it's going to look like all the conversations that you're having back and forth with the deal you have through the Speakers Bureau, with the other engagement just popping, that you're going to get so much value out of that. And that's what it looks like. And you have to allow these things to happen by taking the first step. Communication is negotiation. As long as you're communicating with them, you can leave the door open to negotiate with them if they feel like it's a good fit for their organization.
Great. All right. Thank you very much. I will keep you apprised. And Austin, I will send you the verbiage on the retargeting before I send it out to make sure that it's says what it's supposed to say.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Love.
Oh, love you much, Lisa. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to cut you off. Yeah, definitely love you too. Because why wouldn't you want Auston Troyer involved in every single thing it is you're doing when it comes to setting up your ads? My God, you're not going to do anything but get results and make money. Alex Bryant, talk to me, boss. What's going on?
Hey, pretty good. I also appreciate everyone's feedback on everything. So I'm to the point where, talking about like the patients that you talked about in one of my support tickets. Yes, I send Austin and Katie out at least a support ticket at least once every other day.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's getting to the point, yeah, I'm just waiting on another one, trying to book another one. We've got a prospect coming into a client,
Yeah.
Okay, but my point is, because Trevor's to that point where he's like, he's a high fee speaker and he's done so many keynotes and stuff before.
Yep.
Is your thoughts on TEDx talks and stuff like that? In regards to what Charlene and Lisa talked about in regards to adding value and stuff, like we had a corporate meeting, 2 years ago with a licensing agency that technically wants Trevor, but he needs to get a TEDx talk to be, for them to accept Trevor into their organization, because they would help us like license our products and stuff.
Okay.
To like larger corporations. So there's the value there, but usually TEDx, they're free. They'll probably cover usually the national stage usually covers accommodations and travel, but they won't do the honorarium. You get free tickets to the conference and stuff, whatever. But
Right.
So I just want to know your thoughts in regards to TEDx.
Well, we got dozens of TEDx speakers on our platform, and you really have to know how to leverage that situation. First of all, the process for the to do your own TEDx event, or either have you come in on the national stage, because they have a lot of very small TEDx events all over the world. And they provide the signage and the banner, and there are certain kind of guidelines and restrictions that they have of whether or not they're going to approve you for that. Of course, they have hundreds of thousands of applications because everybody wants to be on the national stage, but they are very specific with the topics that they don't play that. TED doesn't play that motivational inspiration stuff. They don't. No. You got to have a really specific topic that they need, and everybody is like bombarding them with a bunch, and that's why a lot of people don't understand what the process is. So if they are, let me ask you, Alex, are they reaching out to you to get him on the stage, or is this something of a goal that you have as an organization?
A goal.
It's a goal. Okay. All right. Well, there's a lot of people that have that goal.
Right.
What I'd recommend is you investigate the situation thoroughly of what it's going to take to either set up your own TEDx event or either qualify for the bigger stage. I can tell you right now, the list is very, very long. What we don't want to do is hold our breath. Now, I'm going to add 2 other organizations in there that if you have the logo behind you, you will blow up. Listen, and the other 2 are National Speakers Association and also Toastmasters. I'm not a member of either or, because I didn't take that route as a speaker. But I know some corporations that will not hire you unless you are a member of NSA, unless you are a certified speaking professional. Well, guess what I learned? I don't need NSA's little microphone behind me to be a certified speaking professional. I'm in the top 20% of leadership speakers on planet Earth, period. And I busted my ass to earn that professional distinction. I don't need Toastmasters to do it. I don't need National Speakers Association to do it. And I don't need TEDx to do it. Now, if you have the TEDx banner behind you, does it give you more oomph? Yeah, because guess what? The era that we're in right now, everybody who I talk to, well, I'm not going to say everybody, but at least 75% of the people I talk to, especially the younger speakers, man, my goal is just, I want to do a TED Talk. Everybody wants to do a TED Talk. Why? Because it's sexy. Because if they think you've made it because you've done a TED Talk, does it give you a little bit of extra gusto and fuel in the tank? Yes. But a speaker like Trevor simply doesn't need it. Yeah. And if they're going to be talking about judging you, only way you can get on our stage is if you got the TEDx logo behind you. Then maybe I don't need to be doing business with you guys. See, my lead generation. See, Alex, this is the part where people think I'm crazy when I say this, but this is what happens when you're really good at lead generation. I don't take no shit off of any prospects. I don't need your professional distinction. If anything, y'all need me to come speak at your organization. I don't need you. I'm the one holding all the value. If I get it, if I get a TEDx opportunity, would I take it? Of course I would. Why wouldn't I? Because what happens is it's a little flash. Oh, damn, he's a TEDx speaker. We got more TEDx on our speakers that still don't know how to market themselves than I can shake a stick at.
Right.
You don't want to be that. You want to be exactly who you are right now, in total control, managing your sales funnel, making mistakes, finding speaking opportunities that are a good fit for the Trevor Romain brand. That's who you want to be. I don't let these professional organizations hang a little carrot over top of my head. Man, it's too much of that going on, Alex. Am I making sense to you what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
brother,
definitely.
don't hold your breath for people that say that you need this distinction and this and this and this to get on their stage. I don't need it. I didn't need any of that stuff.
Well, the other reason I brought it up too is in regards to what Lisa was talking about in regards to like the block booking and stuff. It's just like, you know, it's a convenient thing. Like Trevor's in town, it's happening at the same time. Why not do it? They're there. It's not more of just like, oh my gosh, do we need to do it? It's just more of like, okay, he's on the tour. Is this another stop until he needs to fly to another location to speak? So
okay, that's not a challenge, but I will tell you this. Then with everybody going after the same thing, because see, people think that the TEDx is going to take them to a whole nother level, and in some cases it does. But I talk to at least 1 or 2 TEDx speakers every single week, and all of them suffer from the same thing. They think they've arrived, but they still aren't booking any high fee speaking engagements. And that's the challenge of when you join NSA or Toastmasters, or you got any of those professional distinctions behind you. Yeah, is there some gigs you're going to be able to get, and there's some gigs you're not going to be able to get, but I never let that stop me. And you're talking to a person who was totally up against the odds. Alice, they told me I'm never going to be able to book any speaking engagements with the full beard. They never told me, they told me you're not going to be able to book any speaking engagements because your hair is down to your shoulders. Your hair is too long. It's still down to my shoulders, right? You just can't tell because I got it tucked in, right? But hey, I've broken every single rule you possibly can imagine because I've taken the time to build a brand. See, what you have working for Trevor Romain is he has a brand, and you can't be brand, bro. Let me tell you something. When you keep working on your brand, it's going to get so big that everybody's going to be looking for you. TEDx will find you one day. You don't need to find them.
That's actually pretty funny you say that, because people have been actually reaching out to me to keynote sessions through the brand. So
yeah. You know why? Because when they start digging, they know you know what you're doing. They know you know branding, and they know you know marketing. And that's why you're in a position over there to help Trevor. And listen, it's difficult for us to sit back. You never want to put yourself in a situation. Me and Austin, we don't wait for anyone to do business with us, period. We are aggressive, and either you want to get on this gravy train that is the best in the business at delivering service, that has the balls or guts enough to tell you what you should be doing with your speaker business, unlike any other business entity on planet Earth. The ones who are smart are the ones that sign up for our coaching program, and everybody else, I wish them well. Good luck with trying to get this level of service anywhere in the marketplace. And when you know the cars that you're holding, when you know you're the best and you know you deliver the best service, it's going to be easy for you to generate money. And that's why we get opportunity. That's why we attract opportunity, because it's the confidence, and it's we don't beg for business. We don't have to. And that's what we're teaching you how to do. And I want you to remember that at the end of the day, you are highly skilled at marketing and branding, and Trevor has a global brand. You don't need to be worrying about what everybody else is doing. They need to be concerned about what you're doing, because you offer that much value. And that's what we love most about your brand. Keep that in the front of your mind, Alex. And I know it's difficult sometimes that when the leads slow down, then we got to feel like we got to prostitute ourselves, or we got to do, no. Stick to the program. Stick to the game plan. Use all the strategies we're teaching you, and stick to the initiatives that you guys have at the Trevor Romain Company, and you will always land on your feet.
Yep, that's so true. Yeah, appreciate that.
We all have bad days. The grocery store has a bad day. Weather the bad days. When it's going bad, don't cry and complain. When it's going good, don't take time to celebrate too long. Stay focused. One thing I learned from Austin: never let your emotions get involved in business. You stay neutral with your emotions. Some days it's going to be good, some days it's going to be bad. we stay neutral. I expect to win. I expect for the calendar to be full. I expect to close people because our brand is that strong, and so is yours. And you have an expectation that you're going to get leads. And watch this. If your leads, do what I do. If the leads start tapering off a little bit, I send Auston data. Hey, bro, I can fit the lead. Something's wrong with the system. I just told him 3 days ago. Literally, it was a little technical. It happens all the time. I said, something is wrong with the leads. If my calendar isn't full from top to bottom every single day, if I see some white spaces and my whole calendar isn't purple all the way through, I'm like, bro, something is wrong. Something is wrong. And I sent him a message and I told him, so Alex, watch this. So y'all think I'm playing with y'all. This is all about you being good at lead generation. Watch this. Oh, wait a minute. Can you see my screen, Alex?
No.
No? Oh, wait a minute. How about now?
Yeah, I see your screen now. Yeah.
You see my screen? Okay. All right. So watch this. So when you see white spaces, that means it's availability on my calendar. You see white space, right?
Yep.
Well, this right here, this is Monday. So now you're getting into, by the time I wake up tomorrow morning, that's all going to be full. If it tapers off and it's not full, oh, trust me, I take the opportunity to get a break whenever I can, or if I got a cancellation or a no-show. But if this calendar doesn't look full like this all throughout the week, all I got to do is just tell Auston, and he'll tweak it, fix it, twerk it, do whatever it needs to do. And all of a sudden, guess what? Then my calendar's full again. What did I just show you on the calendar, Alex? Revenue. Am I making sense?
Oh yeah, for sure.
If I don't see purple spaces filled in, that means my revenue's tapering off. And all I got to do is just tell Auston and the tech team handle all of. So I told him, I said, bro, I just told him this Friday. I said, bro, no, over the weekend. I'm sorry. I said, bro, something is wrong. My Monday doesn't really look full. I don't have a full calendar. What's the problem? He said, let me investigate. Let me check it out. Boom. Didn't even take him an hour. Oh, bro, something was wrong. The outbound email, wasn't working the right way. Whatever it is that they do over there. And he fixed it. And guess what? As soon as he fixed it, literally Sunday, bloop, 50 calls stretched out. I think it was 35 calls booked just because he fixed one thing. So if something isn't working right for you, send Auston a support ticket. Hey, Auston, something's not happening with my lead flow. What about this? What about that? And keep tweaking it until it gets up to the point where these organizations who are asking you to have certain credentials or you can't come speak for them, get it to the point where we don't even need them.
Yeah, exactly.
See, that's what you want to. You want to get it to that point. Because see, when I tell you to kiss my ass or I don't care, I mean it. And the reason why is because I just showed you. Does it look like I care, Alex?
No, not really. The ones who care are on your calendar. So
yeah, exactly. And it's a certain portion of them who are going, I'm going to close them. And the ones who are even not ready right now. You know how many, we got literally thousands and thousands of leads sitting in there who are not ready. But it's a little reminder. Every single time a new month rolls around, I have a long list of leads. And I take the strongest ones and I give them a personal call direct. Hey, it's KTR. I know we talked about 3 or 4 months ago. And I just really wanted to see if it was a better time for you to potentially join the coaching program. I'm not asking them to join. I'm saying, hey, do you think the time is better? I've already qualified them. I've already put all the notes in the CRM to see whether or not they can afford it, to see what they do for a living. I've already answered all the questions. They already got the follow-up email. All I got to do is get them on a follow-up call of the date that they asked me to reach back out to them and just go through my numbers every single month. The people that said they want to do business with us 6 months ago, 4 months ago, a year ago, that day on the calendar, it's a certain portion of them are coming right into the coaching program. Guaranteed. The system is predictable and consistent, Alex. And when you do it the right way, that's the reason why I act the way I act. See, I had to show you the demonstration on the calendar. And this is actually by the end of the week, going into Monday or Tuesday of next week, because of how the lead flow is ramped up, and all Auston has to do is spend more money on ads and you'll see the whole thing. Sometimes I have to tell them, excuse me, bro, Can you cut it back a little bit? Seriously, like by the end of the week, I am literally worn out. That's why I don't take strategy calls on the weekend anymore, because I need time for my voice to repair and heal. This business ain't no joke. When it goes gangbusters on you, Alex, you're going to be begging for a break. And we're going to get you there. It's just going to take a little bit of time. Patience, my friend. Patience. This is a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah.
You got any other questions?
No, that's totally it. I'm to that point where I'm just like completely focused. And right now we're doing with like Black Friday sales. So right now I'm just waiting on Woody to approve a couple of things. You know, because I really want to do more of those more ads for sure in regards to the speaking and stuff. Because I got all the professional photos, I got the referrals, and and then the ones I sent you, they're all talking to their boards this week. So I should hear back hopefully by Friday. So
absolutely. So look, so watch this. Keep us informed. Keep your head down for the rest of the year. This is a great time of the year to start testing things, Alex, because they're going to be looking when the budget comes out for the first quarter budget, they're going to be looking to hire speakers. Second quarter budget, they're going to be looking to hire speakers. Summer events, they're going to be looking to hire speakers. End of the year speakers going into 2023, I'm going to be on everybody's schedule. I love it. 2022, mark my words, is going to be the biggest year of the history of professional speaking, the biggest out of all of them, because it's a wealth shift happening, brother, because of the technology, and you're at the forefront of getting these strategies and managing your relationships with these meeting planners. And I know you're hard on yourself, Alex, and I know sometimes you think that you're not doing your thing, but you're doing an amazing job. It takes time to see the results, and patience is what you need. The long run, we playing the long game. Remember that. Building relationships is what this is about. So what I do every morning when I wake up, I don't think about earning revenue. What I think about is, first of all, is my lead flow strong? What I have is opportunity after opportunity every single day when I have leads. And it's a certain amount of those leads, I'm going to close them within 1 to 3 days. Sometimes if you stretch it out a little bit longer, some people can't get on the calendar within the next 2 or 3 days. So I'm going to close them in the next 7 to 10 days because they travel and they got stuff to do. But I'm going to get them in the same month. Then there's other people that say, KTR, I got a lot on my plate right now. In all fairness, the budget's not an issue. We need to revisit it. No problem. Well, I got hundreds of people that I need to revisit every single month. And that's what happens when you have a strong lead flow and your sales funnel is popping. And listen to me carefully. If your sales funnel is not converting, it's because your copy and your creative is put together horribly. And it's just that simple. You got it?
Yep, I got it.
And if it isn't converting, send Austin how it's put together and we can get it to convert for you at a high level.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
You got it?
Yes, sir.
It's only a handful of agencies and people in the world that know what they're doing, and Austin is one of them. And I'm talking about the top 200 people globally that even know what the hell they're doing when it comes to Facebook advertising, the digital marketing, and online advertising. We're happy to have them in our family. Thank Jesus that we're partners. Talk to you, Alex.
All right, take care.
All right, brother. Okay, let's move on. We are moving right along. Rafa, you're up next. Wayne, you're next. Annette, I believe, unless anybody else has any other questions, we're going to end the call with these three. A lot of talk. Rafa, talk to me. You there?
Kev, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing super fantastic. First, how's the baby doing?
Man, she's doing great. She's going to turn 4 weeks old this Friday. We're loving every moment, bro. Every moment.
I love it. That's good.
Yeah,
That's
man.
good. Make sure you
I
send.
appreciate you.
Yeah, no doubt. Likewise, bro. Make sure you send Amy my love. Okay, now what's the question?
Okay, cool. So I got to give you real quick a takeaway that I had about an hour back that gave me a breakthrough I haven't had till this moment. And
Okay.
It was when you gave that perspective shift of us holding all the cards and us holding the value. And
Yes.
that's in reference to meeting with the meeting planners, right? And
Yes.
how it's not about them. It's not about us seeing it their way. It's about them seeing our perspective, right? Because if they see our perspective, then they see the value. And
True.
that just took me from a space of trying to convince people of being like, oh, no, I just got to teach them what I'm trying to tell them. Because if they understand what I'm telling them, there's no doubt in the value, right? So it just made me that much more confident when potentially talking to these people. So I had to give you that. That was a good breakthrough for me. Okay.
Okay.
Now, All right, bro. I'm putting together my speaker video demo. Okay. And what I wanted
Okay.
to do today was take the opportunity to read you the first part of my script and just
Okay.
kind of do it as if I was doing the video. And if hopefully you can put on your meeting planner hat on and just give me some critique and feedback at the end of it to see if I'm on the right track or what I can do better or things.
Yes.
Okay.
Rafa,
Yeah.
just give me a quick second. Give me like 3 or 4 seconds. I said Wayne was next. Annette is after that. And Jonathan had to step into the bank. He sent me a message about 25 minutes ago, and he's back now. He was actually next in line. So Jonathan is going to be next for the next question that I take. Everybody else, I do apologize, but I just had to make a clarification on that, and I'll be right with you. Thank you for your patience. Okay, Rafa, talk to me. I'm listening. I'm listening to the ears of the meeting planner and the conference coordinator for the value in your message. Talk to me.
Perfect. Okay. Attention conference coordinators, meeting and event planners. My name is Rafael Escobar, and I teach leadership habits that build character. Habits define what we do, and more importantly, who we are. Character is what you do when no one's watching, your actions, which eventually lead to your habits and ultimately lead to your results, personally, professionally, and as an organization. But how long have we been talking about and focused on results, on profits, on competition? While at its core, we've lost what we truly value, the way we feel physically, mentally, and emotionally. And after all, when you feel good, you create results, and creating results feels good. But you see, now more than ever, we're at a time of war with ourselves. Personally, we're experiencing stress, anger, depression, fear, pain, anxiety. We're overwhelmed. Professionally, it's showing up in our work. Physically, mentally, and emotionally, we're exhausted, and it's leading to mediocre results, mediocre performance, and mediocre effort. But how can we produce excellence? How can we produce results? How can we create when we're so broken down? How can we get ourselves out of this personal, mental, physical, and emotional low? How can we create life-changing results for ourselves, our organization, and for our well-being if we don't start by focusing on the things that really matter? What matters is our health, our energy, our minds, and our results. So how do we turn the needle inward and bring out the best version of ourselves? In 2020, at the beginning of the pandemic, I was faced with that very question. I experienced something I never experienced before. I was forced to reconsider myself, the way I took care of my body, my mind, my spirit, all in order to create the personal and professional results I so eagerly searched for, a family and a business. You see, after 18 years in the fitness industry, practicing my own habits of staying committed to my exercise, staying committed to my nutrition, and staying committed to my well-being, after 5 years as a professional trainer helping higher level executives, CEOs, and business owners regain their own energy, physical strength, and mental and emotional fortitude, I found myself depleted, overworked with terrible habits, over drinking, overeating on the weekends, abusing my body, lacking rest, doing things out of the dark emotions that ruled my life for so long. It didn't matter how much I knew or what I was trying to improve in my health or my career. I was stuck in my ego. I was stuck in my fear. I didn't want to let go of the old me to find the new me. So it hit me. I realized that I hadn't become who I wanted to be to truly create long-lasting, sustainable change and success, to change the person I was and become the person I am. So I decided to change. I decided to change in the one place my passion and purpose lies, in the one place I feel most alive, and in the one place that saved me when I needed it the most. I decided to change the way I exercise and to implement not only my experience, but the tools I learned to reverse the effects of my own poor habits and overworked body. I decided to change my nutrition, to reestablish and recreate my identity, to let go of the aggression, the overeating, and the abuse, and to utilize food instead of letting it utilize me, and to redefine my mindset, my goals, my actions for the ultimate purpose of leading others, but only by leading myself first. I've made the mistakes. I've been deep in the trenches, putting my heart and soul into these 4 programs I'm about to share with you. So sit back, get your mind right, get your body ready. It's time to focus.
Good God, Rafa, you crushed it, bro. You want, okay, first of all, let me tell you something. Austin just dropped in the chat, dude, this is insanely good. When Austin tells you When Austin tells you that your copy is like that, you can take that. You can take that as a serious compliment. I take what Austin says about the copy and the creative that I put together. I take it serious because he just doesn't just give a check to just anything, because most people that put together sales funnels is put together horribly, and the copy's horribly. That was beautifully written. I wouldn't change one word. Look at the chat box blowing up right now. Bro, that's the kind of language that you need to speak directly to the pain of your target buyer, walking them through the process of your journey and how you've been able to do it. See, as a professional speaker, everybody wants an opportunity to make it to the playoffs and win a Super Bowl ring. And it's our job to be able to give them the how to do that. And you just didn't fluff me up with a bunch of what? You gave me the how to. First of all, it was written beautifully. I wouldn't change one word. Now, what are you going to use this for again? Because we may want to just change the call to action to the very, very end. I know you said sit back, get focused. What are you using this for?
So I'll give you kind of the breakdown of the video itself. This is for my speaker video demo, and I wanted to use this as like essentially like the first third to half of the video, then drop straight into the programs. Just give the title and then the 3 bullets of each program, and then close it with like a minute relating back to like my most personal, which is me as like a 13-year-old kid, and just letting them know that I'm just a real person, that I've been through this, and I just want to, let's do this together. Is going to be the message at the end. You know what I mean?
Not only should you go with that, I love that. Not only you demonstrating that through your speaker video demo, you're going to give me some different looks like I requested. I believe it was last Monday or the Monday before last, with maybe business casual, definitely you and your workout gear. Have that like off camera thing, like, be looking to the side, have the camera on this angle right here, and you just telling your story like that, because what that's going to do is just give you a whole different dynamic. Like you're doing like a documentary to your speaker video demo, which is great. I mean, listen, go with it because you're doing what you feel right now. Finalize it and finish it. Send over a rough draft or something if you need us to take a look at it, and then get that thing knocked out, man, and get it done. That's your strongest gift, Rafa, as a speaker, is your authenticity. I'm telling you right now. Now, remember that I want you to watch your speed when you record it. I want you to take your time, okay? Because that's gonna make it polished, poised, and professional. I know for the purposes that you were just trying to read it and get it out the way, but every word of that was awesome.
Okay.
Every word of it was awesome. You could turn that into one value video if you wanted to, or you could take snippets. I don't know if all of it's going to be able to fit into your speaker video demo, but let's try it first before I say no.
Okay. I got it.
Because I like the way it feels. Now, with all those other ideas that you're talking about putting it in there, bro, you're going to have a killer speaker sizzle reel.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. I needed that. Thank you.
You got any other questions?
No, man, that was it for tonight. I appreciate you.
Hey, listen, get on it. No, you're very welcome. Get on it. That is outstanding. Don't change one word of it. Keep rocking, brother.
Okay. Love you, bro. Thank you so much.
You, man. Jonathan King is, let me see. Okay, let me mute. Let me disable Rafa. Okay, and Jonathan is up next. We only got 2 more people, and then we're gonna wrap the group call. We are pushing, going on 3 hours. Love it. Jonathan, talk to me, brother.
Hey, boss, how you doing?
Doing super fantastic. How's everything going for you?
Hey, man, I'm doing great. I'm just glad I'm on this train with you and Austin and the whole gang. And this night has been fantastic. It's really like sitting down and eating cake, going through all these layers and trying to figure out how to get things done. So I'm at a point right now, KT, I'm going to be honest with you. Okay. I'm super excited, but I'm super scared. Does that make sense? Like I've taken the golden handcuffs off I've been wearing for 30 years, and it's now me against the world in terms of walking out there to do my own thing. And that's a scary, scary thing for some people that have had those golden handcuffs around their wrist for so long. So I'm going through module 5, and every module has been the jam. Every module has been super comprehensive. And I feel like, okay, I'm going through these different niches and understanding things, but I have to admit, module 5 for me is challenging to the extent that when I'm looking at these different things I've got to do, to give you the backstory, I just got my my website taken away from a rogue web designer, if you can understand how that goes.
Yes,
these guys have totally messed everything up. They try to do everything in code to confuse me because they want me to be at their feet.
Yeah,
and so
keep
this
coming back to
person
it. Yep.
so this person who actually is helping me now is telling me all the things they did wrong. She's
Right.
saying they are screaming idiots. But the thing about it right now is when I tried to go in myself and try to figure things out, I was totally confused. So, you know, when I was looking at things like Active Campaign and Pipe Drive and how to fit that in, I couldn't do it. I said, okay, lady, can you help me do it? So she said, you know, she tried to say, well, you don't need to do this, do that. I said, no, my coach is telling me I should do this. I'm sticking to the book. I'm crossing the T's and I'm dotting the I's.
Right.
So she finally agreed to actually plug the Active Campaign in there and do the Pipe Drive thing. And I'm happy about that. But as we move forward, I was a little confused about the idea of a 30-minute training video, because I know we should have the speaker video demo. I've got that. But what is the thing about the 30-minute training video, which I don't have?
Okay. All right. I'm gonna get Austin to step in here and handle the back end of this question because his perspective is always different from mine. Okay. His is the technical perspective. Mine is always the creative perspective. So it's going to be, well, first of all, when you get stuck like that, you should submit a support ticket immediately and let Austin know the dynamics of what's going on with your web designer. So sometimes you have people will literally, I've had it happen to me before too. People will literally hijack your website and you will be at, you won't be able to get in there and change things the way you need to change it. So if that was the challenge, and now you have a new web designer stepping in there, helping you get into your website. So Jonathan, let me ask you this. You can access your website and make changes in there. Would that be correct?
I went in there, KTR, I couldn't make any sense of it. I could not find how to make any changes, even simple changes.
Okay, so who do you have right now helping you make changes to your website?
I've got, I have a social media / web designer in town doing that for me.
Okay, now, so first of all, you don't want to make managing your website complicated. This is why we have a simple template on our platform for Webflow to be able to plug and play. You don't need to know any coding or anything like that. You can literally have your website up in a matter of hours and you can manage it yourself. So I'm going to get Austin to consult you on what to do if you are in this type of cadre that you're in, or the type of catch-22, so you can have control over your content and be able to make the changes and get the automation integrated in there. Austin, step in here and please help Jonathan.
Yeah, so I'd love to, when you get the chance, maybe next week, have your local web designer get on the Q&A call. And we can all chat together and she can, you know, explain maybe what she was talking about, not wanting to do certain things. But what I'd suggest is, okay, so for 30-minute training video, that is the function of the 30-minute training video is converting people who click on your Facebook ads when you start running those into strategy sessions. So people booking a sales call with you into money. The 30-minute training video does a lot of heavy lifting on getting someone that's never heard of you before to actually turning into revenue. Now, you don't need that unless you're running Facebook ads, because for outbound, it's not necessary to have that video done, because we're reaching out to people and kind of doing the manual process of warming them up and getting them on the phone with you. So now you can get the 30-minute training video done now if you want. We wouldn't recommend taking Facebook ads to cold traffic until you've really maximized kind of direct outreach, which is explained in week 5. And that's just simply reaching out to prospects on LinkedIn or Instagram and getting them on the phone with you and closing them. Now, when you've really maximized that strategy, you can start using Facebook ads. And what Facebook ads do is they automate that process that you're doing of manually outreaching to people. Facebook is doing that for you. And you have to have this 30-minute training video for this process to work. But I wouldn't worry about it right now. I would just go straight to just forget the 30-minute training videos and thing. You don't need that right away. And you just need to start reaching out to people on LinkedIn or Instagram.
Okay, so I don't need to, do I need to activate the active campaign, or can I wait on that?
You can wait on that.
Great.
You could use it now if you wanted to add these people that you're reaching out to on LinkedIn. You can add them to active campaign to be able to send out an email blast to these people once a week. That's not necessary, but it will help the sales process. But if it's too confusing to do right now, it's, maybe just get in there, get some revenue generated, and then you can add the stuff later.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I've only got one more question, KTR.
Yes, sir. Are you finished with Austin with the technical question?
I'm finished. Thank you so much, Austin. I appreciate that.
You bet.
The one thing that I have not plugged into this whole thing is something I've done in the past, KTR.
Okay.
And that is, I've done a lot of talks on civil rights history in the past. I've done a lot of one-offs, but I didn't really include it, in my current website. And I'm looking at the month of February, Black History Month,
coming up.
Would be a fantastic way for me to kind of launch some of this stuff.
Yep.
So is that something that I can start working on now, or do I need to wait until I finish all of the modules?
No, you can, from a messaging standpoint, if you feel like your offering will be strong for Black History Month, which a lot of speakers on our platform, they do a lot of business in the month of February, because obviously you're focusing on heritage, and because you're a person of African-American descent, that will be great for you. Just like we have people of Latin descent or people that represent their particular heritage, that particular month or event is going to be hot. So obviously you do want to have that one signature program or multiple signature programs. And that's why we teach you how to write creatively the way we do and put together the messaging formula, because you can swap them out and you can create brand new signature programs whenever you need to fit a specific target audience if you feel like there is revenue to be generated. Now, Jonathan, you are very skilled, just like Roger Prusad that I was talking to earlier in the call. You have a very unique knowledge base about the things that you're skilled at, and those things could very well serve clients for a one-off opportunity or for reoccurring themes if they want to keep bringing you back and talk to you about different things. The diversity inclusion piece that you have, as well as the Black history. You are educating people in a time where our global climate is really open to learning more about diversity and different cultures and things of that nature. We don't have a choice, Jonathan, but to open up right now, because we're so confused and we're so broken, and these corporations are hurting. I'm talking to everybody every single day from all walks of life globally. And when I tell you, I talk to all the movers and shakers in this business. I am heavily integrated into what's happening with these corporations. These corporations, bro, they are hurting. They are broken. They are struggling. Wrongful termination suits at an all-time high right now. They have a high turnover rate, not only with the burnout and everything. I'm talking about they are totally in disarray. Yet you come along with the signature program that can help bring clarity, peace, and organization to their particular company. And they're going to be calling on you all the time. Just like they're calling on Tom Cronin, one of our top coaching students. We help them put together 28 tour dates with Amazon, who's doing a global health initiative with Amazon. Amazon understands that their employees are hurting, and they brought in Tom Cronin to help them have some more mental clarity. And your signature programs are just as important. Now, Jonathan, let me go back and touch on something else that you said. And I really want you to listen to me on this, because you and I, we cut from the same cloth. You're very educated, you're smart, you're high energy. You are not afraid to speak freely. So in order to break that fear, remember the type of energy that you want to attract to you. You see, if you knew what I knew right now, you'd be licking your chops that the marketplace does not want you. They need a speaker like you. Not only do they need a speaker like you, they need your topic, they need your expertise, they need your deep knowledge base in these particular areas. And if you understand the market and how these corporations are hurting, these corporations are incapable of being able to repair themselves. All of them bring in outside contractors. All of them bring in speakers, coaches, executive level, grassroots customer service, and the managerial supervisory level. They cannot do it by themselves. You take any small, medium, and large size company, they do not have the capability and the talent to be able to repair and heal from the inside. Yeah, you may get lucky in some corporations, and you could Google the top 100 companies that do in-house training. They have a person in charge of training that they do themselves. Most companies do not have that. And they must rely on an outside contractor or some type of coach or consultant or a speaker that is very skilled in a specific area. You are a HR, you are a director of HR's dream to hire a speaker like you who has signature programs who can help cure some of this dysfunction that's going on right now. Now, let me get to the fear that you're feeling right now. And I'm going to tell you exactly what it is, Jonathan. And I'm going to talk to you because you old school, just like me. You are afraid because you don't want to deal with the technology because you haven't had to. But understand this, brother, I don't want you getting pushed out of business. And you are fighting for other people's rights. I'm fighting for your rights. I'm telling you, I literally see people of color getting pushed out of the loop of revenue because they will not open up their mind and they are resistant to this technology. Auston came into my life and literally changed my way of thinking. Yeah, I had a celebrity brand and I was this international keynote speaker, but I am nowhere near on the level that I was 10 years ago that I am right now. And it's all because I literally sat there and told him to his face when I met him. The very first time I met him, I understood what he was capable of being able to do. And I understood that I wanted to be number one in a specific space, and I wasn't. He said, KTR, this is what we need to do. This is the technology that I understand how to manipulate. This is where the game is going. They don't give a shit about this. What they care about is whether or not you can deliver value. I said, well, I could do that. I know how to facilitate. I know how to transfer knowledge. Okay, well, I don't need you leading with that celebrity shit. What I need you to do is lead with delivering value, because that's what's going to make the money. I said, okay, this is what I told him, Jonathan. I said, I need to be produced and directed. Tell me what I need to do. Tell me exactly what I need to do, and I will follow it to the letter. And because I don't have time to be, I don't have days to be wasting. He laid out the plan and he showed me exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. This is a client avatar. This is how you write a script for the video sales letter. I took my experience and I followed exactly every single step, just like how all of you have to do through module number 5. And now we got the world's #1 platform for speaker marketing. I was afraid, Jonathan. I was scared. I did not know how to operate like this young man was able to teach me how to do. But I knew that I needed somebody like him. The reason why I wasn't attracting him into my life, because I was operating out of fear. When I told myself, I said, you know what? I got to employ some relaxed control. The very thing. See, this is how the universe works. The thing that you desire the most is the thing that's going to be the most evasive. You know why sometimes, Jonathan? Because we're holding on too tight. See, you holding on too tight right now, brother. That's why you're afraid. You got to let it go. You got to employ some relaxed control. You got to submit some more support tickets. You're not dealing with your fear enough. You've got to get Auston involved. Whatever you don't understand, you got to do just what you did just now. Hey, boom. Hey, Auston, I got a question for you, brother. See, the web designer got you shook because they have literally held you hostage. You got them out of the way now. You got a web designer. Now we got to understand First of all, Auston's going to ask you, is it WordPress? Is it Webflow? Is it a GoDaddy template? We need to understand what the template is. What's your username and passcode? Can you access the template? We go through this stuff all the time. We got to get you out of that hijack energy. And they pissed you off. I know you was mad. We got to get you out of that and into understanding what you're working with right now. Now, if it's a bunch of coding and stuff going on, first of all, we got to get you off of that platform. You don't need to manage a website where you got to manage a bunch of coding. That's why we got a Webflow template where you ain't got to worry about none of that. So Auston may be able to transition you into something else once we understand exactly what you're working with. Am I making sense to you?
You're making a lot of sense, man. When I saw that Webflow, I almost cried, bro. When I said, oh my God, if I would have known about you 6 months before these guys, it'd have been so much more smooth.
That's okay. But
yeah.
You know now, and watch this. We got to clean up what damage was done, and we got to get you back up and running and operable. You had a great website. I mean, you do have a great website, but if you got to go through a bunch of coding and all of that, we ain't got time for that, bro.
I know.
You can make simple text changes, swap out a picture or video here and there,
yes,
and get that thing into the market so it can start earning money for you. So this is what I recommend you do. Remember, the thing that you are afraid of the most is the thing you must attack with force. I need you to get in attack mode when it comes to technology. And I want all of you to listen to me very clear. I'm telling you right now, I was afraid of technology just like many of you. All my old school people on the platform, you need to hear what I'm saying. Technology does not have to wait for you, Jonathan. You have to keep up with it. And if you don't keep up with it, where it's going in another 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 years, I am constantly in a rocky boat with people throwing rocks at me, and it's a glass bottom in it. The only protection you got is Auston Troyer. With the new technology, he is on the cutting edge. Auston is talking to everybody from Silicon Valley all the way to the one of the biggest tech hubs in Texas every single day, and he is keeping up with what's going on. And that is what keeps us at the forefront of our business. And it's my job to keep up with it. It is not technology's job to keep up with me.
Mm-hmm.
God, you have to abandon your fearful campaign, and you got to start getting into attack mode. And the only way you're going to do that is you got to absorb everything about technology until your ass is not afraid anymore. Do you understand?
Got it.
You got to get rid of that feeling of being, it's okay to be afraid and have some anxiety, but you got to get rid of that feeling like I can't do it, because you got support. And that's what you invested in speakerfocus.com for. Submit some more support tickets and watch that fear start to go away.
I appreciate that, brother. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
I love you, man. I believe in you,
man.
brother.
Thank you so much.
Talk to you next week.
All right.
Let us know what's going on.
Sorry it took so long, everybody.
You don't have to apologize. We do whatever it takes, and we go as long as it takes to accommodate everybody's questions. Let me see. Let me disable Jonathan's talking, and I'm gonna go to Wayne and Annette. Annette, you're gonna be the final question of the evening. Wayne, talk to me.
Coach.
Yes, sir. How are you tonight?
Brother, I'm wonderful. Let me tell you something. I want to, before I start anything, I want the way that you are making me feel tonight is what I want when I do my keynotes and when I do my workshops, because the authenticity, your energy, your focus, your command of everything is so on point that is just so helpful and so encouraging and empowering. So I just appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. You have no idea. I don't even know. It's really not words to say, but to say what I want to say. But just know, man, it's appreciated. Okay. So here, let me get to my questions.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Remember when I asked you a few months back about, I told you that the agency that I work with deals with grants.
Yes.
Right. And you sent me some information, right? You sent me something about, so I can show to our consultant so that we can work on some things. Well,
I sent you a couple of proposal templates so you can start putting together and acquiring those government.
And I hadn't said anything for a while.
Okay.
And I oftentimes I wonder. So I wonder what he thinks I did with those. No, thank you but much. But the thing is, the people that I was dealing with, I was like hesitant to just throw my stuff at them because I wasn't sure I could trust them.
Okay.
You know, and that held me back. I wanted to make sure that I could trust them, and we had to go through some little dances and stuff until now we're sort of on the same page.
Good,
okay,
good,
and
good.
and
Okay.
things have changed, and these are great people. They're great. They're really good people.
Okay.
And so anyway, the agency that I'm with now, they, you know, the two main people, one is the executive director of the program and one is the consultant to the agency. I deal with ex-offenders returning to the community. Okay. You know my history about being with corrections and so on and so forth. So that's what I deal with. Now, we have a grant coming up it starts in December, and I know we'll get it. You know, I'll be really surprised if we don't, because the person that's writing the grant he's retired now from Department of Correction, but he started the whole grant writing program and halfway houses throughout the state of New Jersey and so on and so forth. So anyway, they got $100,000 grant coming up in December, right? And so we were talking about rewriting our program and stuff like that. So I sent this consultant my signature programs and my bio. I hadn't said anything. He hadn't seen any of that before. So I sent it to him, and they are like super thrilled with the programs, right? They want, the signature programs, like they just said, Wayne, this is perfect. And the reason is because it's a different approach. I'm teaching personal ownership of your leadership. Leadership is first personal. And I'm teaching ownership concepts that erase limits. All right.
Yes.
So the point is, with most of these agencies throughout the country, they train these people to live and become victims so that they can be dependents on the state. Mine is a different approach. So bottom line is they like my idea. And basically we're gonna, we could go across the state of New Jersey, but my point is that this thing is across the country in every city in this country. So, and these guys know the right people. So my question is, I presented my signature programs to them. And so now I got it, but now we want to go into they want to go more into the workshop application of it, or presentation style. And I wasn't really thinking that much about workshop. I was thinking more about keynote. So I got to do some writing now on that. Okay. But let me see here. I wrote this stuff down so I don't go all over the place.
Okay. Wayne, pause for a quick second. First of all, anytime you're dealing with a city, state, local, federal, statewide run municipality, you very rarely are when you're talking about the word training and keynote speech does not go together.
Oh, I realize that, but
a keynote's a 1 hour, or educational keynote is 2 hours. Typically, when you're talking about training, you're talking about a half-day program or full-day program.
Okay, right? I got that. I got that. Yeah, like I said, it had to make me switch my thinking because that wasn't necessarily where I was going first. But now I realize that. I do realize that.
Yeah.
Okay, so and we're going to design our own process for the person coming out of the jail and so on and so forth. All right. So
Wayne, real quick, what's the goal of the project and the grant? Is it to reduce recidivism rates?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, cool. Continue. Go ahead.
Okay. So let me see. I want to know, here's the thing. I guess here's my major question.
Okay.
I don't want these people, I don't want the guys I'm dealing with, the agency I'm working with, I don't want them to try to put me on some kind of a salary.
Okay.
My signature programs are worth too much money. They're too valuable.
Yep.
I'm wondering how I can like sort of pivot now, since they've already seen this stuff, to maybe write up a legal contract as a we call it independent contractor,
right,
to work with them rather than being an employee on salary. How would you do something like that? Or do you think that's a good idea?
Of course it's a good idea. I'm gonna tell you how to put together the deal right now. You ready?
Yes, sir. I'm ready. Let me get my paper clear.
All right. because I've done enough of this stuff before. When it comes to this grant is coming from a local, city, statewide, or federal level. Which one?
Oh, this is statewide.
This is statewide funding project. Okay. All right. So now, who is the person facilitating the transaction? Are you looking at another corporate entity? Is it a nonprofit entity? Tell me about that. Is it your company or theirs?
No, it's their company. Presently I work for them. Okay. And these are the grant, these are the guys that's writing the grant. The state sent out an RFP.
Okay.
You follow me? So we're responding. We're responding, and you know, so they're writing the grant.
Okay. Now listen to me carefully. This is a legal disclaimer. I'm not giving you legal advice, but the first thing I would do if I were you is I would check my work for hire agreement. I would find out what terms that you work under that allow you to do outside contracting. Any curriculum that you write is that watch this. If you give up those signature programs and you are under the wrong work for hire agreement and something in your onboarding process or your policy that states that whatever information that we have, that they own it, then that's definitely not cool. Then you shouldn't be sharing any of your signature programs.
I copyrighted it before they put it in their hands.
Okay, I understand that, but just make sure that if you have a legal or HR department, go to them and find out what you can do versus what you can't do. If I write something, does this company own it? Just ask the question, Wayne.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Because I see it happen all the time. If you have a work for hire agreement and it states that whatever you create, IP, intellectual properties, if you create it when you work for us, we own it. People write books and stuff all the time and find out that they wrote it while they were under the work for hire agreement and they don't own it. So just check that first.
Okay.
And if not, and you're cool, then you are currently drawing a salary. So find out if when you do this, is that part of, do they expect you to do this as part of your job and part of your salary? Or are you doing this as an independent contractor? Are you allowed to move as an independent contractor? Because if you're not, we don't have nothing else to talk about. If you are, then you need to start getting into the details of what you're going to be doing with that particular company to service that agreement. Now, there's a lot of ways to do it. You can either work as a subcontractor and do a pass-through. A pass-through is that they facilitate the transaction. They're the ones that get the money and they're paying you a subcontracting fee on top of your salary to do this work.
Let me say that one more. Repeat that, Coach.
It's called a pass-through.
Pass-through.
What you can do, I used to do pass-throughs all the time when I work with National Seminars Group, when I work with Paget Thompson, Fred Pryor, Skill Path, all these contracting companies, I would do a pass-through. They will facilitate the transaction. They would pay me a fee for going through them, but they took care of everything. All I did was facilitate the contract. Now I took a whole lot less to do that, but I was back then at that stage in my career, I was just in it for the experience and I wanted to learn to facilitate. And they was giving me so much work. I turned myself into a great facilitator because I was getting so much work. So there's a lot of ways to look at it, but in order to put this deal together, it sounds like they're in control of the money and they're in control of the contract. So you're gonna have to, if you don't want them throwing you a bone, then you need to go to your supervisor or whoever, to the owner of the organization and say, hey, listen, the way I want to proceed with this is X, Y, and Z. Is that okay for us to do that? And then get the clearance first before you get all gung-ho and happy. Get the clearance that what you expect out of this agreement. Because when you raise your hand and say, I accept, you need to be prepared to deal with the consequences.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So,
and also keep me in the loop of what's going on as well.
I will.
So you put it together.
I will. Let me ask you this. Is there any way that how you put is there any way you put a value on the programs themselves? so that is there a way I can measure what I should be looking for?
Well, remember this, the reason why we taught you to create the signature programs the way we did is so you can always create other signature programs. See, that's why I don't care if stuff is copywritten or not. Somebody can easily take one of your signature programs and modify if they're skilled enough, and they could take the idea and they can run with it. I don't care what people borrow or steal from me at all, because I can always go write more signature programs. And what the company wants is me.
Right.
And what comes with me is creating a customized program. So don't really focus on that. What you need to do is go in and talk to these people about how they want to do business with you. And then you need to find out how they want to do business and come back and talk to me about how they want to move forward. And then we can go from there.
Okay. All right.
Because I'm telling you, you got a lot of wild cards in there right now. First of all, what I'm concerned about is that you work correctly for the company.
Right.
What I'm concerned about is if they get the contract and they control the money, they're going to figure out a way. You think you're going to be partners in this thing with them?
No, really. And I don't want to be partners with them. All I want to do is, because I got other things. I don't want to be partners.
So what's your expectation?
My expectation, I want to be able to be, I want to be able to be just an independent contractor with them, because I'm going a different direction.
So how much you looking to get paid?
That's why I'm asking. I'm not even sure yet. You know, see, here's the thing. I understand why when you say that we should be going for $5,000 an hour for a keynote speech.
Yeah, but when you're dealing with a statewide municipality, trust me.
I understand that, but see,
you're not going to get 5,000.
I understand why you say that, because of the hours that we put in on the work to get all that done. Yes. They're all, you know, so much. I understand how that works out.
And that's why you got to figure out, Wayne, what they're going to be looking to do is they're going to take a bulk of the money, and they're going to, if they want to use you as a contractor or utilize your skill set as a contractor, you can probably look at earning anywhere from maybe $500 to $1,500 a day. It all depends on what they feel like giving you.
Okay.
I'm telling you, when you're dealing with local, city, statewide, federal funding, it is not going to be the $5,000+ level, especially when you get a grant. It's not. So you need to go in and so you don't have to think about it anymore. Find out what the bottom line is that you're going to be earning, or if they want to just have you do this as a part of your job. Because I wouldn't do it as in addition to part of my job unless the upside was huge for me.
Not me either. I can't do that.
Okay. All right. You got any other questions?
No, I think that's pretty much it on that.
Keep me in the loop, okay?
I will.
All right,
and I will. And again, I want to thank you for the not just this one, but all of the calls. But this one here is such a blessing, and a lot of people got help. Great help.
Well, you're welcome. You're welcome. And I know our group calls run a little bit over, Wayne. Give my best to Carol, and I'll be talking to you real soon. I know the group calls run a little bit over, but you know, I'm here to serve, and I can do this all day, every day, literally 24 hours a day. And I urge all of you to get really good at your skill set, because this is what it looks like when you could just sit on a Q&A and just answer questions left and right. The best part of your presentation is when you do a Q&A. But most speakers don't put themselves in a Q&A situation because they don't have the skill set. They don't have that reservoir to keep digging in with that experience. And then another thing, you too worried about what it looks like. Me, I want to serve. And that's the reason why I can go all day. But in order to go all day, how many books are you willing to read? What kind of simple practical application strategies are you willing to implement from your past experience? Are you willing to take the biggest pain? I know what I'm talking about because I'm willing to endure the most amount of pain. How much are you willing to sacrifice? Last question. And then we're going to wrap the group call for the night. I'm going to take me a long walk after this, and then I'm going to sleep. How about that? Annette Gregory, you are the last call for tonight. Annette, I know you said you had to take a call, but are you there?
I am. I just
there she is.
I'm sorry.
Annette, thank you so much for your patience and waiting. All of you who had questions, I want to thank you so much. It takes a lot of patience to sit there, and I know you wanted us to get to your question. What is your question?
So I actually have put it in the Q&A, and you kind of answered it already, actually, because I said that I was working on some things, right? You know, I sent you those titles, And I wanted to send some stuff in, but kept working. Maybe it's not good. And I really, what I heard tonight is really that I just need to send whatever I'm writing and then let you give me the feedback as opposed to like holding on to it. And much like you told the gentleman before of whatever the fear. So for me, it was like so busy wanting. So, you know, I had those array of titles. My mind was racing. So I kind of highlighted the one where I said wellness strategies that fuel transformation.
I love it.
Right. Then the signature programs that I didn't send you because I was like, wait, no, it needs this different bullet. And I kept playing with it, but I really kept what you had. And I was like, wellness-based leadership, wellness-based success, wellness-based customer service, and wellness-based transformation. Those were going to be the 4 signature. And I had bullets, but then I was like, I don't know, because then, you know, my background, the 20 plus years in education, maybe I should go back to that and make one of those. So then it became overwhelming when it didn't have to, because I could have just sent. So I kind of heard that, but I was trying to go with the theme and the system that you had, since you had, you know, leadership strategy that magnified success, and then it was focus-based leadership, focus-based, but the thing that I'm more passionate.
Remember, Annette, those signature programs are from my training system, my ideology, my approach, my brand. All of that is a play off of my brand.
Right.
If you've got a different brand, that's probably not going to work for you. All of my signature programs are focused based, all of them.
Right. Well,
I wouldn't recommend doing that because you're not America's leading focus expert.
No, but I had wellness based. Remember, I was saying.
Yeah, exactly. So remember this. I want you to remember when you're speaking, I want you to slow down. You don't have to rush.
Okay.
I take my time with everybody, as you can see. I don't give a damn what time it is.
I was like, okay.
Forget about that. Forget about that. This is about me serving you right now. And this is about you. So your rate of speed is on a 7.5. Just cut it back to like a 5.
Okay. All right.
Don't rush. Now, if you're in module 1, it's going to be more information in module 2 about identifying with your target buyer, your target audience, and your target market. Think about the message and who it's going to.
So I have been thinking about that piece.
Okay. So what's your target market?
I was looking at the wellness industry, mental health, because of the loss. That's what I was more passionate about. So those who.
Okay, that's not a market. Wait a minute.
Oh, that's not a market. Okay.
That's not a market. That's a niche.
Oh, okay.
So think about your target market is you have 6 of them right there in the platform. The youth market, speaking to kids, faith-based market, speaking to churches, government contracting market, the college market, the college or university market, and the corporate, and then the association market. What do you do professionally right now?
I'm not working. I'm in sales right now, but my background, I'm a former middle school principal.
Okay.
So I have 20 plus years in education. Occasionally I'll sub or do a training for friends.
And then you also got a side hustle that's about marketing or something like that, right?
Yes, but legal services.
Okay, so business services. So you could very well easily. Now you have education, you have business services, and you have health and wellness. So if you wanted to focus on just health and wellness in that niche, you could do that. Build signature programs around that. Remember, generalists don't earn a lot of money in the speaking industry because they're all over the place. That's the kind of stuff that motivational or inspirational speakers do. Professional speakers pick one market, one niche. They focus in on that. The more you focus in on one thing, it automatically raises the visibility of everything else that you're doing. But you must pick one. I would respectfully request you pick one target market, one niche, gear your signature programs around them, and then take off from there. Once you get into the marketplace, you're going to switch it up. If you feel like education is calling you more, that's the beauty of writing great signature programs, because you can always switch it up. And as far as perfectionism is concerned, believe me, we got a whole bunch of people who overthink stuff on this platform.
Okay.
But remember, you are not smarter than the time-tested system that we put together in these strategies. And that is no knock against you. Nobody's smarter than proven strategies.
Right.
You have to let the strategies do the work for you. So get out of your own way, relax, employ some relax control. Don't worry about what I'm going to be. I'm not here to tear your signature programs down. I am not here to give you to make you feel uneasy. I'm here to improve your signature programs. So if I were you, I would send me what you have, get it out of your possession, because you're not skilled enough to look at the marketing language that is going to speak to the meeting planner in terms that they understand, but we are. Let us look at it and give you some feedback. About 2 or 3 times going back and forth, you're going to be on the other side of your signature programs, and it is going to become more clear about what target market that you are going to serve, how to get the message and speak to the target buyer in a language that they understand. If you go back and listen to this recording, and you go back about 40 minutes ago and you hear Rafa, the language in it, he would speak, that's called benefit language. And it speaks directly to the person hiring you to speak in terms that they understand. And then you need to pick a target. You need to pick the right kind of message that's going to go in front of your target audience. But your target audience is not going to hear your message until the target buyer approves you to speak. You see? And that's what we teach you how to do. Get the messaging, send it to support@speakerfocus.com. Let us get some feedback, and we'll go from there. How does that sound?
That sounds great. Can I ask one other thing? And like you said, for section 2, so in my loss, that's what has been the passion, right? The health and wellness. So that would be the niche.
Okay.
Within that, though, I wanted to take the other skills that I have within leadership.
Okay.
So, so something that within health and wellness, so when I had like the wellness-based leadership, but also how are you training the leaders in this capacity to help those? How are we building capacity into them to transfer leadership, to be able to help with the transformation of the target or the ones they're helping, and then something that directly deals with like the success portion. So the patrons who are receiving it, how are we training people to actually help them? And then the transformation, that would deal with the people who are actually now employing these tactics so that they can transform from pain to growth to, from like the caterpillar to the butterfly. So,
well, if you want to get them to transform, first of all, nobody likes change. So if you have a program to help people deal with change management, that would be great. If you wanted to, you could do management-based wellness. You could do management-based leadership. You could do succession planning. You could do succession-based leadership. Talk about what it takes to reach back and mentor people in order to put them in positions of power later down the line. You could do mentorship. You could do mentorship-based wellness. What does it take to train another person to teach everybody else a wellness mindset? There's all kinds of ways you can go with your signature programs when it comes to that. See, if you focus on a niche and build training material around the one niche, I'm telling you right now, that's how you want to drill down deep. You don't want to cash a net out wide. If you're going to focus on wellness, then do that. There's a serious need for that right now. Annette, they don't want speakers in that category. They need speakers in that category. Nobody's dealing with this mental health issue that we're dealing with right now. Nobody's really dealing with the wellness piece. They never really dealt with it properly for the past 25 or 50 years. And I'm not the only one saying it. Gary Vee is saying it, and a whole lot of other top coaches are saying it, that the mental health space needs to be properly addressed in the workplace with real strategies. People need to know how to cope with life in a better way. You can come along with signature programs to do that.
Yes, that's extremely helpful.
But I'm not a mind reader. I can't see what you see over there, until you submit it to
Then I
support@speakerfocus.com.
submit it, yeah.
And listen, just take the criticism. It's okay. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm here to help you.
I know that, and I appreciate it. It's like you said, get out your own way. I'm so busy trying to get the right thing down. Like, what is it? And
You suffer from perfectionism. You got to stop. You got to drop that shit right where it is. And you got to stop trying to make it look so perfect. You got to start documenting your success and talking about your past experience. That rawness and real right there is what the meeting planner wants. You trying to over-evaluate what you think they want when you don't even understand the target buyer. You're learning how to deal with the target buyer. I already know them like the back of my hand.
okay.
Send it to me and let me help you help yourself to get in front of that target buyer who will happily write you a check for some value. When you have value, they will find your money.
Yes.
And that's why people should really entertain the fact of not charging less. You should be charging more.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're as good as what you do, they will go and find your money. Nobody talks about not paying Gary Vaynerchuk $250,000 to come do a keynote speech at a tech conference or entrepreneurial conference. You know why? Because Gary brings massive value. He puts the butts in the seats.
Yes. Well, that's why I wanted to definitely stay on the call, the information just from everyone. And it's, these last 2 years had been a struggle. So to get to a point of wanting to reach back to help others to deal with the fact of feeling like you're losing your mind, to, baby steps. And like you said, really celebrating those things. And I think I forgot to give myself a little, some grace that where I came from 2 years ago to today is immense.
Yep. Listen, perfectionism is stressful. And
Yes.
it doesn't do anything but waste a massive amount of energy. I used to do it when I was in my 20s, trying to make everybody happy.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to do too many things at one time.
Mm-hmm.
Not anymore. A successful person must possess the ability to say no. The great Warren Buffett, even Warren Buffett, one of the best, arguably the best investor in the history of the stock market, says the number one skill you need in business is public speaking.
Okay.
You have it all in that. All you have to do is just get out of your own way and stop trying to make it look so perfect. You need to be trying to document. You need to be trying to talk about your experiences because it's ugly and it's nasty. And that's what people want to hear. They don't give a damn about you trying to get it perfect. Okay. Perfect is not helping me. Watch this. You know what perfect is doing right now? Perfect is putting separation between me and your signature programs, which I need to be viewing right now so I can help you. That's what perfection is getting you right now. Is perfection helping you?
No. So
okay. I don't give a damn about it looking perfect. I want to know what your story is. I just want you to get the creative ideas out, and then I want to critique it. We can go back and forth a couple of times. I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do with it in order to capture lightning in the bottle.
Okay.
Okay.
Now you said one last thing that you said that if we give ourselves these dates, so going back to that, so that way I can make myself no matter what's in it. What would you say? Because it's in sections and it says, this week, to make it bite size. Say, look, 1.3 will be done today by, like this day, like do it like that to manage, so I can manage myself and manage the time. So then I don't allow myself to get so caught up in thought. It's like, listen, you have due date,
That's great.
So now
That's
it's
great.
the processing. Okay.
I would not, this is the way I would advise anyone to manage the modules and the curriculum on the speakerfocus.com platform. Do not manage it by module 1.2, lesson 1.4. This video is 40 minutes. This video is you do it by the assignment that's necessary for the priority. And the priority in module 1 is getting your bio formula turned in and your signature program template. Once you get the assignment turned into me, that needs to be the very first thing you do. And I'd say it to each and every one of you, no matter how long it takes you to get the assignment turned in. If you haven't turned it in, that's because you're getting in your own way, like many of you are doing. I tell this to each and every one of you on the onboarding call. I want you to look at video. After you look at the welcome video, I want you to look at video 1.2, which is 40 minutes and 42 seconds. Don't play with me. I already know about all of this stuff. I'm the one that wrote it.
You wrote it.
Look at video number 1, 1.2, Look at that video and stop. Fill out the signature program template, fill out the bio template, send it over. Then you can go back on your own time and look at the rest of the videos. While you're waiting for me to give you some feedback, you can binge watch the videos. I suggest you focus on assignment-driven activity.
Okay.
Get the assignments done and then go back. And people do this to me all the time. Man, KTR, man, I'm loving the videos. Okay, I love the fact that you're entertained by the videos. I love the fact that they're so all-encompassing and that you are engaged. But can you please get my assignments done? Because if you notice, the ones that get the assignments done, like the Lisa Altman Baldwin's, the Tina Marie Rodriguez's, the Jonathan Kings, if you see that they are advancing because they're getting the homework assignments done.
Okay.
And that's all I want you to do. You got it?
Thank you. Yes, that was extremely helpful. Thank you so much.
No problem. You're very welcome. And please send over what you have to support@speakerfocus.com and we can take it from there. Okay?
Okay. Yes, sir.
All right, no problem. Talk to you real soon.
Well, thank you so much. And you have a blessed night. And I just appreciate all that you do to pour into us. I really do. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome. Likewise, from the heart, I truly appreciate all the information that our speakers share with us. I truly appreciate each and every one of you on the platform who do show up on the group calls, who do put forth the effort. And if you want to remember what I said, or you need a reminder, all you got to do is back it up to about 3 hours and almost 33 minutes into the call. And you can go and see the best way to manage the content on this platform. From the bottom of my heart, when we have long calls like this, obviously there's a lot of value that comes out of it. Everybody who shares, thank you so much. The people who are going hard, getting the assignments done, I thank you. And I want you to remember something, that we're all in it together. We have to come through the pandemic together. And me and Austin created this platform so that we could help you grow. That's all we are here to do. We don't give a damn about anything else except for getting you results. Now, if you're going to sit on your hands and hold it, we cannot help you like that. Help us help you. Submit the support tickets and tell us where you are. We're not here to judge you. Get rid of all your inhibitions and your fears. Start attacking your goals instead of your goals attacking you. We are all concerned about certain things, but I'm telling you right now, it's going to be worth it in the end when you can endure the struggle and the sacrifice. And that is how the universe rewards you. It rewards you by enduring the sacrifice and overcoming the struggles, the deficiencies, the limitations, and everything that you are hesitant to be able to share. Live free. And the only way to do that is to get out of your own way and share your vision with the world. On behalf of Auston Troyer and the staff at speakerfocus.com, I'm Kevin T. Robertson, your proud CEO. And I wish you nothing but the best in your professional speaking endeavors. And we are here to help you. I will see you right here, same time, same place, to answer any and all questions to help you grow your speaker business. Please stay focused and finish the year strong. Talk to you real soon.